what's the consensus on Douglas? Are we going to attempt to salvage him, or are we going to keep him on the cart? Hello, sir.
Good hello.
Do you want Douglas back, or am I keeping him as a Google?
Well, the thing is, you need some magic to repair him first, or he's going to need to maintenance himself and get rid of that damage himself, which is going to take a while.
I'm keeping him as a Google until then.
Okay.
I think we can leave Douglas in cold storage.
All right.
I want to give Rathu a shot.
No sweat. I kind of figured I wanted to make sure with you guys first, because before we went into the Shadow Realm, I asked like 4 times, are you sure there's nothing else you want to buy?
And Douglas was fully prepared for everything except a Constitution save.
Yep.
I reserve the right to use
Constitution.
You can. You actually can.
I reserve the right to use animate objects once I learn 5th level spells.
Oh God.
It's like the loophole of all necromancy.
That's immediately kicked out of the realm of cores.
So, who wants to do a quick recap of what happened last time?
Well, Douglas failed the Constitution save.
Shadow Realm.
Shadow Realm. Yes.
Dragon.
It all began when Henbrand decided he wanted to play children's card games.
Yes, how did that work out for you? Did you buy enough booster packs?
I did not. Turns out I don't have Reborn the Monster, so Douglas is fucked.
What about Pot of Greed?
What does it do?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure there's enough greed in this party for everyone.
Hey, Rob's like 80% of the greed. I'm not greedy.
Hey, I mysteriously turned evil, okay?
There was no mystery.
Yes.
One day she just woke up and, murderous intent.
Woke up, I want to sin.
Yeah. Today's a sin kind of day.
That's been the same kind of day for weeks now. Oh,
Rob
God.
is blaming Henbrand.
Thought I was having a bad day, but yeah, it's been a few years, so I guess this is just who I am now.
Oh, God.
In any case, we find ourselves in the land of... Why do I keep forgetting this name? I look at it. No, before that. Queen in Exile's town to the thingies.
Kravoka?
Yes, Krakova, as it is written in the quest log. Yes, we went there. We somehow made her our friend, which is a first for Henbrand. He's not quite sure how to process this. Clearly, she is insane.
Well, she did need you to escort her brother to the free city of Jots, and they couldn't do it themselves. Not with so many people looking for him.
And thus we went into the bad part of town.
Yes.
Called the and we're immediately mugged. Shocking.
Yeah, you were mugged, and then you mugged them.
Chaos stole some shit. Henbrand was blamed. Henbrand was turned into a pile of dust, but somehow survived. Douglas, however, did not.
Oh my God. That wasn't a soundboard, was it?
What was that?
This is just my phone notifying me when on silent.
That's silent?
Do you know what that word means?
Oh my God.
It makes vibration.
It sounded like a bull.
It makes vibrations on the Richter scale.
Oh, God. So, I believe that you also encountered a Knight of the Road.
Yes, we'd met before. She was a lot less nice this time.
Well, you did have something she wanted, and she just wanted to ask some questions. She wasn't going to keep them.
I said we should have gave them to her, but
no. She was
no.
like interrogate. It wasn't like, hey, I want to have a chat. It's like, I'm going to interrogate this man in front of you.
I believe we were supposed to get him safely through this road.
Yes.
Now once he is on the other side of the city of Jots, we have no reason to just boot him back into the Shadow Roads. But until then, we're doing what we've been paid to, even though we haven't really been paid to do anything.
You have.
Just
You've
because
been
we're bad
given.
people doesn't mean we're bad people.
Yes.
No, I am a psychopath of my word. Thank you very much.
And
You
I'm
did get-
discovering myself.
Oh my god.
And so
di-
we had another aggressive negotiations. We'll go for aggressive negotiations.
Well, they broke down.
That's what they turned to aggressive negotiations.
I was cursed.
We were all cursed. Until we can find a diplomatic way to say we are not your companions and just leave you for dead.
It's called voluntary termination.
In
Will
which
you
case
get a
we found,
redundancy check?
you don't get redundancy checks in voluntary termination.
Oh.
There is a subtle yet distinct legal difference.
You still have to give me 2 weeks notice?
Well, no. Your life will be terminated at that point. So any notice at that point will be late.
How am I
Any further correspondence shall be done through the Speak with Dead spell.
Yes.
It didn't mention any like timer until death. It was like 9 days of you have to
Context.
leave.
For context, when we said we were discussing us not being your friend anymore, which means we would have to kill you. That's what the joke was there. We're
I'll
not.
kill you first.
Probably quite likely, in fact.
That's marriage. Which
In part
also
one.
ends with death.
I think I could take 2 of you down before I died.
Well, it depends if I'm 150 feet away or 150 feet in the air, and then the difference might be a bit different.
So-
So you have to get past my AC, but you would because you would crit, as is the way.
That is exactly why marriage adds 2 to your AC for the first few weeks, so you can try to hit each other.
What?
Yep,
Indeed.
that is the ritual. You get +2 AC for a week if you marry somebody with the ritual.
It's true.
Hembrand, we're
That
both
ritual.
evil, right? We both like AC, right?
I'm not a cleric. I'm not a cleric, but I am willing to get a green card.
Yeah.
You know
I
who
would
could
cut
have
down my
married
evil
you?
ways for AC.
I don't think paladins get that spell.
They do get ceremony.
They do
Hey,
get
this guy's an
ceremony.
archduke. He can marry us, right?
No, he
Ceremony
can't.
does like a lot of stuff.
It does. You can make a boy into a man with ceremony.
Wait.
Um,
And some scissors.
Oh god.
I mean, ritual scarification is quite a common process in some religions.
How about with bears? You were taken to the
I mean,
bear place.
according
Oh, yeah.
to
Beartown.
according to D&D 4th edition, bears have no ordained clerics.
Well, in 5th edition, they do. They have clerics of the moon.
That was a reference to bear lore.
Ah, yes.
I will find that meme at some point, but in which case, we have found the bear people.
Yes.
Bear.
Moonfalls is actually a very big place, and there are a lot of villages and small towns scattered about within the blessing of the Moonlight King. And this is the one place light touches in the Shadow Realm and isn't impeded or isn't disturbed. In fact, this light actually prevents shadow corruption, and I believe I promised you some stuff. Even though we won't be staying in the Shadow Realm for long, I thought it would be good to show you exactly what shadow corruption was and have them explain it to you.
Yeah, there's the food thing I knew was going to happen.
Yep. But thankfully, the pure honey that the bears produce from their hives does not give shadow corruption.
the
Bears
pure
have
honey they
hives.
produce from their picnic baskets.
Yes, they do. They do also have picnic baskets. Their food
Picnic.
is... They are
All-
smarter.
All we need to find, in addition to this, is a strange leaping tiger. Or tigger, as they're more commonly referred to as.
There are
That's
no
nice
Ra-
one.
there are no Rashakas here at the moment that you're aware of.
Bramble, I
Just-
demand at some point to meet a Rakshasa called Tigger.
Oh God.
I want
just
to see your best Tigger impersonation.
find a regular house cat and cast jump on it.
Oh God. That would be terrible.
And glorious.
So we won't do lots of padding. I know what you guys want to do, and I know where you guys want to go. The good news is, and this is very good, that there are Shadow Fae in Moonfall, and there just happens to be a Shadow Fae ambassador, along with a small group of people who are close to the Moonlight King, including Marletta, who is often referred to as one of the most trusted advocates to the Moonlight King, second only to one of his commanders, whom she reports to. And she
May or may
is
not be called a bitch at some point.
she's called many things in the Shadow Realm, unfortunately, because she does not worship Sharastra, who is the Queen of Night and Magic, the Moonlight King's, I guess, former spouse. They're still spouses. They haven't divorced, but it's complicated.
The ceremony spell in reverse has not been performed. Gotcha.
Yep, the divorce ceremony. So she is willing to have you escorted safely out of the Shadow Realm and have obscures the way removed from you. There is also another offer, however, as a woman with a Black Star shield who is an experienced traveler of the road is also offering her aid as well. Would you like to hear their prices?
And what must we give in return?
Marletta says, only a kiss. While the woman with the Black Star shield says, 20 gold.
I mean, I'm not no prostitute. I'll pay the 20 gold.
Are you telling either group what you're doing here in the Shadow Realm first, or are you just taking them up on their offer?
Traveling.
I'm taking my nephew Rathu to his house. Yes.
I'm his school teacher. Yes. I taught him magic science that even I knew.
So
These people are who they claim they are. I'm going to save my home from vampires.
well, they believe the vampire part at least, but genuinely both of them are not concerned. In fact, as you mentioned vampires, the woman with the star shield, who introduces her name as Shevlin, asks if you're going to do anything against the Ghoul Empire. And it is at this point that you notice that this Fey woman has a set of horns in her forehead. Not as large as a tiefling's, but they're there.
I believe we have it under strict orders to, and I'm going to quote the contract here, burn the Ghoul Empire to cinders.
Yes, yes.
Kill chaos.
And that's written in like paper, in like little crayon at the bottom of the contract, and also that.
The Moonlight King's advocates begin talking amongst one another, and Shevlin just looks at you and smiles and says, I rescind my fee. I shall do my service for free, so that I too may spit in the eyeless sockets of the ghouls.
But ghouls had eyes. I'm pretty sure ghouls had eyes.
Not when I'm done with them.
That's fair.
So you have two very interesting groups of people. One from the Moonlight King, Marletta, and Shevlin, who has a star shield with a black star on it. And
I make a history check to see if, or history or religion to make a sort of, to see if I understand the significance of religion.
Yeah.
Cool. Go my religions.
Go religion.
21.
The Black Star Shield is the sign of Sarastra, Queen of Night and Magic. And you notice Marletta giving a few looks over to the shield with concern. But Shevlin is not looking at the other group in concern herself.
queen of a popular video game series. Gotcha. That's might and magic for the record.
Yes.
Yeah. I like free shit.
They're both offering free at this point, unless you're counting the kiss as a fee. And you're
Anyway,
Kiss wouldn't care what cost it, right?
I don't trust anyone who gives outlandish things like the whispers of a newborn child or left-handed elves.
Ratty will go to kiss the woman.
No,
Okay.
she's full of herpes.
My
I
God.
can tell them.
So you do kiss her, and she is satisfied with that. And if any of you decide to ask why she wanted the kiss, she will simply respond, "Because you are warm. It is very cold in the Shadow Realm."
She just asked for a hug. You a
I mean, I
hoe.
have a blanket in my bag.
Ratty was proud of his warmth. Yes, yes.
What?
Oh my God!
Ever since I was a young rat, mother praised me for my warmth.
I was the warmest of the brood.
The
Warm
fluffiest.
and
Strong.
He was too warm to be held, so his mother did not eat him.
Oh, why is everyone savage today?
We're,
Oh,
as in sarcastic. We've always been like this. This is how we were born.
oh God.
You
So,
guys were born?
oh my God. So, yeah, you've got two groups now who are willing to take you across the Shadow Realm. Whom are you choosing?
We will do this in a common and diplomatic way. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a piggy by the toe. If it screams, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny. The second one.
So, you've chosen
Magic
Shevlin.
shield.
Magic
Yep.
shield. With your spear and magic helmet.
Thank you.
All right. So, she will definitely see you safely out of the Shadow Realm. And she is true to her word. And she even gives you another key. This one is also black, but
Hey,
it's a different
one
shape.
of those. Snap.
Am I going to regret asking what shape it is?
It is, it looks much larger than the other key that you've collected.
And what does this key do? What does it unlock?
You will be able to contact me when you are in the Shadow Road with this key.
Oh, neat.
And I,
Do we just plug it in somewhere? Can we
Oh,
just stab
no.
it into the ground?
no, it's just a key in form only.
It is a key in the curious shape of a walkie-talkie.
I'm gonna
Yes.
hold the keys in my ear and be like, "Hello, can you hear me?"
And she says, yes, you're coming in clearly.
Oh, excellent. Okay, this is how it works.
Over.
Brilliant, thank you.
Over.
I'm getting some interference. Sorry, you're breaking up.
Oh no. So yeah, she sees you have a cart, and she doesn't fret about that. She is more than willing to get your cart and the horses there in one piece. And
love
within
that
a
cart.
week, and she looks at the Gear Forged and goes, "My, you are an interesting group," but it doesn't deter her. So
If you'd
within
like, we can sell you his body.
No, it's mine. I found it. It came to me.
I find this very unusual conversation that I want no part of. So, within 1 week's time, she takes you to the exit portal of the Shadow Realm and says, "Here we are, the Stone Galleries. This is as close as I can get you to the free city of Jots."
Donde está the Hembrand?
Thank you for being our guide.
Oh, I left you in the Shadow Realm. I'm sorry.
I
Let me
was
get
just
you.
thinking that. It's like, here we
There
are,
y-
the four of us.
There you go. I'm sorry, she says.
Hembrand is
Solid.
wearing Douglas as a suit of armor.
Yeah. So the first thing that she's going to do is she's going to right click on this frickin' map and hopefully set it up the correct way. There we go.
Oh.
She's like, "I'm sorry, after you exit the Shadow Realm, you have to refresh."
It's too goddamn us. My eyes! My eyes! It's so bright, I see everything!
Come on, guys. I see the layout of the map before the darkness came.
Yes.
We go. Ooh.
So, ahead, the road passes beneath an archway formed by the intertwined branches of two great oaks. The moss-covered flagstones of an open plaza are illuminated by moonlight and dotted with stone statues. Although most are humanoid, the statues also include deer, a roaring owl bear, and in the distance, a larger sculpture depicting a great winged beast. The remains of a once elegant elven buildings line the western and northern edges of the square, while thick vegetation grows to the east. A fountain, overgrown with ivy, stands in the middle of the space. Something on the ground by the fountain glints in the moonlight.
On a scale of 1 to
Shiny.
10, how many basilisks do you think we got? Or
Oh, look,
medusas?
something shiny.
Okay, it's over here.
Oh, look, something shiny in the distance.
No, it's a trap.
Hey,
Couldn't possibly be.
guys, stay on your toes. These statues look quite suspicious. I've
There
got a
are
bad feeling about this.
there are a
I-
lot of them.
As you say, be on your toes. I turn around with the shiny thing in my hand, like what?
It is a mirror.
Huh,
Yay!
it's just some sort of old-fashioned fan, and I fan myself with the mirror.
Okay. Oh my god.
Chaos, that's a mirror, bud.
Like one of those portable waters.
So, Rathew, you're
Yeah,
the
try to drink.
closest when this happens, as this beast comes from behind.
And put this into initiative.
Oh yes.
Oh,
'Cause-
those are the rows I like.
That's
It
the stuff.
hisses.
And this thing's just this basilisk is a murder hobo. It doesn't even talk to us. Just
Yeah,
Hey,
it doesn't
Brad.
have
Oh,
to
look.
talk.
They're like, oh look, a basilisk. However, how could we have foreseen such a thing?
I know, right?
No.
It's not like you had any warning or anything, you guys. So I can't help but wonder, Rathew, do you have vision? Because I can't see you. You should. Hang on. Hold your horses. Hold the
There's a
phone.
good rescue.
Hembran grabs hold of his cart. Nay, people! Oh no! Flee! Flee! I don't want my horses frozen.
There we go.
Mm-mm.
Dark vision, 60 feet.
No, we don't. There we go.
Dang.
All right. So, first things first. For anyone that begins their turn within 30 feet of this creature, and it is a full moon out right now, so everyone can see, they will be making a DC 12 Constitution saving throw, and the first person up is the Archduke. Let's see what happens.
Be advised, we can't actually see the basilisk.
Yeah, there's a big chunk of wall in the way.
It's
Yep.
not blocking vision, though. You'll see, like, the trees are blocking vision. They're the ones with walls.
Mine's this.
Yeah, no,
rock.
this that rock is blocking my view of like Henbrand and the Duke.
You're absolutely right.
So it's just me and Rathew, huh?
So the first thing
Oh,
that's
boy.
going to happen is Archduke over here is going to say, "What's all this about?" And he comes out and he sees the basilisk. Oh no! And he runs this way. In fact, he uses his action to get away over here and says, "Like, you've got this."
There might be more.
Did the Archduke make a saving throw?
He
Start
has
his
to.
turn, so he's fine, I think.
Yep,
Oh, he-
has to
okay,
start his
yeah.
turn in it. Yep.
You know
So
what the worst bit is? I didn't prefer invisibility.
Wizards.
prefer invisibility. Prepare.
Well, no, I've already set my things to be prepared, so I'm not so that'll be unfair.
You used the word prefer the first time.
Oh, did
so-
I?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
That's yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Well,
So, Henbrand,
just see. Everyone looks out. So what is it?
Big fucking lizard.
Duly noted. I will go around the corner, and I will cast just firebolt on it.
okay. Did you target him?
I did not.
You have to target, so it can tell you if it hits or not, and that is a hit.
You get targeted now. But anyway, behold the damages.
7.
And as
damage.
you can see, the little 7 popped up.
Cool.
Behold my power!
Behold my cowardice.
I didn't see a 7.
I did briefly. It was over the actual
Oh,
basilisk
yeah.
itself.
I made it milliseconds. I didn't make it, like, linger. Do you want me to make it linger?
I mean, you can do whatever you like.
Okay. No, I was doing it for your guys' benefit.
Okay. Return to the shadows.
Okay. Chaos, you're holding a mirror.
I am, and I'm staring into it. And what do I see when I stare into it?
You see chaos.
Chaos! So, I drop the ground to the mirror and I stab it. Wait.
Okay.
That's still technically correct.
Oh, that's an interesting new thing that's appeared on them. Oh,
It's invisible. It was supposed to be invisible. It's still invisible. And
I
it
can't
appeared
see
on the
it.
carousel. Yeah. Oh well.
One is on the carousel. 4 are not. We see 4 blanks.
That's okay.
But not Ghoul. Alfonso the Ghoul.
Alfonso.
The dice have question marks. That's pretty cool.
Yep, I said it that way in case I needed to make secret rolls. So yeah, nothing bad's happening. Go ahead.
Rambo Rose question mark. Oh no.
he is literally making questionable rolls.
Yes.
Oh, I stabbed the mirror. Is that my action? As it is.
Yes. Do you wish to destroy it?
I dropped it to the ground and I stabbed it as I seen chaos.
Oh, okay. So
Chaos must die.
it shatters.
And my turn.
Okay. It's going to be the basilisk's turn, and it sees a nice, tasty rat in front of it.
I pressed
Yeah,
the next
that's
turn
fair.
button.
This is these rats. That makes sense.
It hasn't moved for me.
That's weird.
Does it still show for you that it's my turn?
I still see it as your turn.
Yeah, the next turn button is not.
It must be because there's secret rolls and whatnot. Don't worry. Henbrand, it says it's your turn. That's Chaos's turn. Now it's the basilisk's turn on my thing.
Ooh.
It might be faulty.
Yeah.
It hasn't updated for me at all. I'll refresh.
No problem. It doesn't matter. I can keep track of things.
Okay. I'll be back in a moment.
No sweat. Attack! Ah. 23 against your AC of 14.
Yep.
How the hell even me?
16 damages.
Do it.
There you go.
Ah.
Pops up.
Ooh, I like the numbers. I do.
I'm glad. You hear a voice from the canal that is dried out. Now! Grab him! As like this troop of ghouls moves up. And blocks off the Archduke. Rathu.
I'm standing next to a basilisk. And I'm doing fine.
God.
Right. Let me remind myself what rangers can do.
And very little in 5e.
Yeah, they suck pretty hard.
If you were a Pathfinder ranger, you'd be unstoppable.
Or even just the Unearthed Arcana version That was actually good.
Saves the Archduke. Let's roll to hit someone.
Okay.
Oh, do I have disadvantage if someone's within 5 feet of me?
Yes, because you're melee.
Ah. Well, let's do a second roll. Wait, no, that's damage. Blah.
That's damage. That's not a roll.
Sorry, I didn't realize the roll to hit disappeared after.
I made it so it was more automated for you guys.
Nice. There
See,
we go.
that way you can do that. Yep. So,
Nice.
what was your second one? Was a 14. Yep, that hits their AC of 12.
Yay.
So you do 10 damage. Or you deal 5 damage. I'm going to take your first roll.
Thank you.
All right.
And I'll just roll the
Yep.
second d20 for that first attack and no, do the attack sequence again.
Mm-hmm.
YOLO.
Don't know why the thing isn't updating. It's really weird.
Get hit.
Hello.
Meh. One dead ghoul as it falls off down into the dry, overgrown water canal.
Success. Is the basilisk size medium?
It is size medium, yes.
Actually, it doesn't matter because I could move around it. Reposition here. Don't think it does a whole lot.
There we go. Battle musics.
Oh, nice.
I do not see these ghouls.
They're like right there.
I do not see them.
Okay.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna try again to fix things. 1, 2,
I am beginning to see them.
okay. And the other one is an Imperial. That one.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll use those, and I'll just keep these over here for record keeping.
They've surrounded our boy.
Yep. I think I gave the proper number. Yeah, I did. All right. Solid, is your turn.
La-di-da,
Even though the
la-di-da,
combat carousel isn't updating for some reason.
la-di. Don't you fucking dare!
So, let's talk about what happens.
You're gonna turn into a basilisk.
I'm gonna turn to stone.
So, yep, make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw if it isn't incapacitated, which you aren't. On a failed save, the creature magically begins to turn to stone. You are currently restrained, which means you can't move. And you must repeat the saving throw at the end of your next turn.
Understood. In which case, I'll do nothing. Is it like, guys, stone?
If the basilisk sees its own reflection, it mistakes itself for a rival and targets itself.
Yes.
It's a shame we don't have a reflective surface.
No, it is. It isn't. Yeah. So you can avert your gaze, though. But that will cause disadvantage on attack rolls.
Bramble, that's homophobic.
But it's too late for that though, isn't it? Now that you know,
Yes.
turn to stone. So yeah, I'll just chill as a slowly but surely turning into statue.
Okay. I think I have a filter for that.
Oh damn.
He's turning into the girl from the ring.
All right,
Oh my
Archduke.
God.
Archduke is not going to go down without a fight. He's going to target this Imperial Ghoul and do what he does best. Multi-attack.
Shitty rapier.
Yep. He'll hit once. Twice. And another 1d8 plus 2. And that's the end of another ghoul. And he is going to move back
You
over
fool.
here.
It looks like Alfonso is still alive.
Oh yeah, Alfonso is an Imperial ghoul. He is very much alive.
In a very dead kind of way, yeah.
So, Henbrand,
Did you
I-
die?
No, I'm still good. Just all right. So how's
Nope.
it? Oh no, wait.
ah,
Doing okay.
someone is not doing okay.
I'm just gonna look over at Salah and I'm just like turned to stone. Like,
So is the Archduke.
You know, if we all get turned to stone, it's a little bit oof.
Well, you add to the stone galleries. That's why they're the stone galleries.
He's more than 30 feet away.
Oh, yes? Okay, never mind.
I see. This is a thing. I'm going to move into this very lovely straight line, and I'm going to cast Lay Energy Bolt in this way direction.
Okay.
I'm going to have to do it. Scroll, mother.
Rob, it could end up like the scarecrows again.
Lindsay's lead.
Very nice. I love that.
It takes 32 damage.
Okay. Well, does a 0 make the dexterity saving throw?
No, it's DC 15. I think it's done on the actual bottom bit there.
That hurted a lot as you just take off the first layer of scales and there's nothing but flesh and muscle and bone and sinew that you're seeing now. There's no more scales.
Kamehameha! Run away!
God.
Where'd you go?
I used the secret Henbrand techniques.
Passed down from generations?
No, it's the one guy. He's just really old.
God.
And he intends to keep it that way. But yeah, sorry, that is my turn.
Okay.
And there's no turn, there's no off button now. There's no end turn on my screen now.
Oh, that's
It is
really
both
weird.
yours and Brands and Chaos's turn right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I see that.
You guys have a carousel?
Wow.
I don't have one anymore.
I think
Well-
Combat Carousel might need an update, guys. Sorry about
Well-
that.
The vagaries of war are quite strong.
They are.
It is what it is.
So, it's this ghoul's turn. And he's going to come over to the Archduke. And he's going to try to claw him.
That's very nice.
Free cable.
What?
I just watched this stupid zombie movie where the zombies said things that they knew from real life.
So, that is not going to hit him. Next ghoul is up. He's going to flank. Certainly, he will succeed where the other has failed.
I doubt it.
18 hits.
Damn it, Lydia. You always drink these things.
8 damages to the Archduke. And he must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
You know, in hindsight, the fact that the Ghoul Empire is very common, I can begin to see why elves were hated.
Hmm. So, and they're not the only ones who hate elves. 11 passes. He's good. Chaos.
Imagine passing a con saving throw.
He almost didn't. It was by 1.
These are
Imagine
full
passing,
movement.
imagine
Okay.
passing a con saving throw with when you have a +7 to con.
I know. It's my strongest feature.
So I think we know what god that Sala has pissed off. It is RN Jesus.
Yep. My rolls are consistently bad. Week on week.
13 shall hit.
The good old flanking conga line.
I should
Yep.
be targeting. Sorry.
That's
It's like
okay.
a leapfrog. A leapfrog of flanking.
So it works with Pathfinder 2e, but it's not working with D&D 5e for some reason. I'll be sure to make that bug report. That is a lot of sneak attack damage, young man. And that takes the ghoul out of the fight.
Yeah.
The whales from the grave on the sneak attack. On
Okay.
the other ghoul.
Yep.
And I can't move, but I do have a bonus action.
No, I
Okay.
saw all the damage counter flick up. It feels very Final Fantasy-esque, and I dig it.
It's why I picked it.
I will throw my dagger at the man who was behind me.
Okay. That hits. So he is immune to poison, being undead.
Oh, there's no poison damage on that.
Okay.
because the action to activate the poison has not been done.
Understood. Anything else?
I'm surprised the other ghoul, the ghoul I targeted with Whales of the Grave, took his full damage. Are they not resistant to necrotic?
I see no resistances to necrotic. No, not on ghouls.
Okay. Yeah, that is my turn.
Understood.
Again, I cannot switch myself or see the thing, so.
That's okay. I tested it all last night, and of course I updated it this morning. It happens.
Wait,
So
did he get
It is what it is.
Did he get closer to me? I threw the dagger at him.
He might have. Sorry. So Basilisk is going to go up here to this petrified person, look at it. He's going to go around here to the person who obviously threw the lightning bolt at it.
That's fair.
It wasn't a lightning bolt. It was a energy bolt. This is fair. I'm going to use shield to make my SE 20.
Okay. Let's see if I can do that. Shield!
Yeah, my armor class is weird. It doesn't multiply that well.
No, you
Mage
have
armor.
Yes,
Update.
but you have shield. Look at shield.
Yep.
You're all,
kind of.
you're all techno.
Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. Didn't even my character sheet was over it. Didn't even see
Yes,
that.
that's what I said. So
Zero.
this Imperial Ghoul is going to see how the situation is going and say, "Blast! I lost my chance. But know this, Lord Shadowstrahd wouldn't have Archduke Advars one God if I isn't for Emperor Nicodemus. I shall see you again. Guten Tag." And leave.
Speak to me with less syllables.
Yeah, he did so many syllables for a man of half a tongue. I'm impressed.
Rathu.
Aha.
You hide behind me, Rathu.
Tactics, motherfucker!
Why is this? No, basilisks were vindictive.
It's the reason why there are lots of rats and lots of wolves.
Do I
13 shall not hit.
Wow. My tactics really let me down there.
Got a 3 and a 5.
Multi-attack, motherfucker!
Ooh.
2 different dice colors.
Yeah, you can do that now. I did Dice So Nice, and I did Lord Harrington's or something's dice, which gave us more options for dice. Also, I have more textures for you now as well.
My best. Makes me evil dice.
I
Now
can
it's
still
how
see
it's
it.
turned.
Okay. Well, good news. It's almost dead.
Did you crit for a 9?
Yes, I did.
Oh no! Oh no!
So, Sala, I'm going to need that DC 12 Fortitude, excuse me, Constitution save. Oh my God.
I can roll higher than a 5, right?
You see, Henbrand, I pick on Rob the most, not you.
Okay, guys. There's like a 75% chance I'll roll what like.
Yep,
I
there
win.
is.
Don't say the odds, you conceited motherfucker.
Fuck you, Aaron Jesus. I don't believe in you. Whew.
Oh,
Whew.
yes.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. So am I out of the
Oh,
what
let's
was
see.
the
The thingy?
yeah, I can't see it anymore. I'm scrolling up.
There you go. I deleted the filter.
And so I'm back from outer space.
Outer space.
Guess what Doctor does Jan does every time when I saw him in the face.
In the face.
Bit of the old targets to targets.
Oh, dear.
Bit of the old let's miss all my well. You know what? No, we're not missing this.
There are so many attacks. I even fixed your other attack. You can't miss. You succeed. You do hit it. It was close though.
Sure, it's close. God damn. Okay, well, let's see what damage it does. So
All right.
Did that kill it?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no different attack.
Yep.
I plunge my sword into this basilisk head. I'm like, die, you damn lizard!
And it just squirts out liquid.
Mm-hmm. Great surprise, but answered back in his dying breath.
Does anybody want those basilisk guys?
Yeah, I end my turn.
Okay. Archduke is going to turn to the school and say, "Begone, undead menace!"
This school is called Dennis.
And he is a menace.
Mhm.
Living out his life in penance.
And with a final crit of a 6, he kills it.
Well, that wasn't too bad. As I start carving out basilisk guys.
As the Archduke says, "What are you all doing? That man has seen me. We have to track him down and kill him before he can report to the Schordenstrode."
But he said that Lord Shadowstroud would saintly, seductively slick his... Like... Okay.
Somebody call a bondulance. He's having a strong.
Oh my God.
Matthew collecting his arrows is like, yes, let's go.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Archduke says he could be hiding in any one of these buildings. We should search them.
How many basilisk eyes do I get?
2? Because there are 2 in a basilisk?
I don't know. Maybe someone carved one of them out, or one of their heads, one of them exploded by being stabbed. It was the heat of combat.
This is not an MMO, sir.
This is an undead. This thing is an undead, right?
The drop rate is common.
Ah, yes, this one's an undead. Yes, he's dead.
I have advantage on tracking it.
He's
Okay, calm down.
I mean,
yeah,
it's the first time I've ever seen a ranger's tracking work. So
it does. And it seems, he might be over in one of the other buildings. In fact, you have a pretty good feeling about this temple over here because you see some telltale signs of undead. As Rathu
It
goes,
wasn't updating.
yeah, that's weird. God damn it. Why isn't it updating?
That's cool.
Sorry, is chaos the only source of light?
If I pay.
Do you not
Am
have
I-
dark vision?
I do have dark vision. 60 feet of it.
Yes,
hang
it's
on.
the source of light.
Hang on. He does
can
have
see
dark
fine.
vision. It's on it. Let me go to his token.
I
Has-
can see fine, but then again, I was recreated on this map.
Ah, yes.
There we go.
Yes, yes.
These statues, I could reasonably assume that they were the basilisk victims now, right?
Yes.
I what do I have to do this with? I had a mace. I remember I took a mace from someone.
Yeah.
At some point, I'll smash the statues to bits with the mace,
Okay.
Why?
unless they're unusually resistant. I'm freeing the people.
No,
Oh.
they're smashable. They're not resistant.
I'll take
So-
my time doing that in each one.
This way is Pertes's.
So-
Ghouls need tracking.
So, Rathu, in your excitement, you discover that this particular building, and let me get it back up here again, because this is very special. This was once a banqueting hall. The stone building has partially collapsed, but one stunning stained glass window depicting elves dancing and singing is miraculously still intact on the eastern wall.
As we hear chaos at the wagon, and
So you do see him, and he is in
Oh.
there. What?
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that.
Ah, I can't see. Wow.
Yeah.
as Rathu panic scurries through a tiny crack in the wall to the other side.
Because you don't have dark
Look
vision.
through the window.
Oh. But why is chaos emitting light?
Why
Because
am I
he,
emitting light?
because he has something he forgot about.
He
You got a
does.
lantern there?
I mean,
Oh,
I have a hooded lantern, but it's not. I haven't mentioned I've taken it out.
Okay,
have
I'll,
a
And why is chaos glowing?
I'll take it. I'll take it off then.
I'm assuming I'm assuming the gods have finally noticed that he's an abomination and wish to strike him down forthwith.
Emred, where are you? I've lost you. I can hear your voice.
I'm literally 10 feet behind you.
God.
It's like I'm blind. Wait, I have a torch. I'm gonna light a torch.
So, yes, you can light a torch. There you go. You've lit a torch.
Matthew, Hemren.
As this
It
undead.
looks like Salah's ginger hair has just emitted flame-like light.
Oh my
I see,
God.
I see the gods have turned their Saronic gaze to Salah now.
Oh God, you
This is
guys.
my soul burning up.
So he's here and he says, "Och, you found me. Get in defense."
Playing hide and seek.
Do we just shoot him? I think we're just gonna just shoot him. I think I'm gonna.
I'm just gonna shoot it.
All right. So as you begin to shoot it, I am going to need for everyone in the building to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Excuse me.
Sorry,
Oh my
what?
God! What? That
Oh.
sounded like you were exercising a demon.
That was
Yeah,
the
that
demon.
makes
He's not
sense.
allowed out tonight. He knows that.
I took your shield off.
Ghouls and men.
All right.
Balls.
Let's see if he makes it.
Oh, it was wisdom, and
It
I've rolled
was-
dexterity.
Yes.
He's trying,
Why?
he's trying to
What?
dodge his thoughts.
Why'd you do this? Oh my.
Look, it's the same.
So, wow. Nobody made it. So for 1 minute, everyone, including this Imperial Ghoul, is that's in the building, is now frightened for 1 minute as your minds begin filling with images of feasts, weddings, funerals, balls, and other events hosted in this hall. And
Society. I'm sorry.
that's okay. As this Imperial Ghoul comes up to Rathu, takes his hands and say, "We must dance now."
as Aaron peeks the mic in fear.
I'm sorry. We must dance in fear.
We must dance.
In
Yes.
fear.
Yes, in fear. This is what we do. This is how we handle our
I
fears.
can't hear it from here.
Aaron is still screaming, but peeking the mic and can't.
Ah.
I mean, Hembron's gonna walk up, and he's gonna shoot a firebolt up that stained glass window.
Okay. Yeah, you can destroy it. It
Hey,
is
sir.
glass.
Henbrand, it's everything elven.
It has an
But
AC
you
of
are-
10.
You can do it, buddy.
You
can't
did
do
hit
it,
it.
buddy.
So it explodes in a shattering of glass and brilliance as Henbran, I now need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm not in the thing.
Yeah, I know, but you destroyed it.
Is it mind affecting? Because I do get
It
I do
is.
get
It is mind affecting.
Wait,
It-
was
I
I
can-
even in it? I thought we were all rolling.
If you're inside the building, then you
I get
roll.
advantage because I am an elf.
Okay. So 19, you do make it. So since you make your saving throw, you enjoy the echoes of the past merriment that seem to pervade the hall and have advantage on your next ability check, attack roll, or saving throw as the memories of elves past flood your mind.
They're all dead now. Excellent.
God.
I always hated those parties.
It's just like, get away from me, Spectre of Death. And this one just begins running around away from Rathu now.
I am the Spectre of Death.
I can do this now.
Yeah, you can. Well, in point blank range.
Excuse me, he had he had moved away when I hit the button.
That's okay.
I'll hold the
That's
arrow
me.
like straight so that it's not disadvantaged.
No, it balances out with pack tactics. Advantage cancels out the melee range disadvantage.
Oh,
Ratu
God.
lets the arrow loose, and I just run holding the arrow.
Go to roll for that.
Oh, God.
Lower the setting.
I think. Did that hit? I didn't ask.
What was it?
17.
17 does hit. His AC is 16.
Cool. Does my attack roll with a longbow look right? There's 2 +3s in there.
Yes,
One
what-
is for your dex.
One's dex, one's your proficiency.
And the 2?
I do not know what that 2 is, sir.
I have no idea what that 2 is.
What's your dexterity?
+3.
Okay, so +3. I'm not sure about the +2. That's
All right. So
Just
you're
added a regular
proficient,
longbow.
equipped, identified.
Oh wait, the +2 might be a ranger feature. Sorry. Yes.
oh
Yeah,
yes.
that's your archery.
Shooter. Yep,
Your archery
nice.
archetype.
Turns out you're just good with a bow.
I'm just good with a bow.
That's my one thing.
All right, it's hard to be good with a bow, and I'm surprised, and I'm like, oh no, am I breaking the game? He's good with a bow.
Yes. So, Sala, you could roll initiative too if you like.
Yay.
Yay. We're going to begin combat.
Could you apologize to gods?
No.
Apologize.
All
The
of
gods
them.
turned me evil, and I will have revenge.
Chaos, would
No,
you like that?
The murder turned you evil.
Chaos, would you like that short sword stab before we begin?
Why would I have a short? Oh,
You posted it.
That was not. That was
Oh.
not intentional.
Okay. So, Henbrand, you're up first as you now have advantage on whatever you want to do next.
Yeah, just gonna advantage firebolt him in the face,
Okay.
and actually target him before I do it, as I remember that exists.
Let's see if the combat carousel works this time.
That is 27 to hit.
That hits.
Neato. Taste the damage of 4.
4.
Oh, and that is my turn. As
Understood.
unless I'm
Ye
using the
who-
big spells, I don't really do much.
Ye who may roll these dice will have the power of 4.
Chaos, you're up. And so far, it's working.
It was a good pun. Fuck you all.
Oh my
It was
God.
very good.
I will shamelessly slash at him.
Okay. You hit.
I hit big. I think.
Yes.
Is this sneak attack? He's not technically not. We're both in front of him.
Yep, you're
Oh.
both in front of him.
Have a follow-up strike?
9 shall not hit.
End my turn.
Okay. Rathiu.
God, if I move, he's gonna hit me. I don't want that.
Yes.
I'm just gonna hit him.
You can disengage.
Yeah, but then I can't hit him.
Yeah, Rangers don't get that as a bonus action. They don't get anything as a.
I
They
guess
get
I'm
fucking.
not gonna hit him.
I was
No.
going to tell you that should be disadvantage at melee, but you.
Pack
Yeah.
tactics.
Oh.
Yes.
Rangers get
Um,
disappointment as a bonus action.
They do. They really do in 5e.
Feels Barrett Bane.
Now, if you were a rogue archer,
Hell, you should have been a bard.
I forgot
That will
this.
hit.
Does this hit? Yay.
No, because that's my next character.
Not dead yet.
An evil bard.
Oh my
Stop
God.
that.
You had to, to say that in the mic.
Could be an evil bard on a path to redemption to become good.
Uh-huh, and he never quite makes it.
That's quite likely, Rim. I won't lie to you.
Yeah. All right.
Can you get evil air?
And my turn.
It works. It works, damn it. He's going to target Chaos.
He
He's
could
gonna
become
do-
chaos.
Skull's like, I will report back to Schultenstraud.
Something split on to you too.
Are we just saying like the ghoul language is German now?
This man is German. It's gonna be damage with the claws. 15 damage to Chaos, and I need a DC 10 Constitution.
Mit eigenen Blut sie bezahlt.
My Laugen.
Ein Bier bitte.
I did not give it to you. My constitution is weak and I should feel weak.
Okay, so in addition to the 15 damage slashing from the claws, you will be paralyzed. For 1
Right.
minute.
And
Not related to the actual claws. He just got stabbed in the spine.
Yes. Sala.
It's Micah. We charge.
All right, so what hand are you holding the torch in?
My sword hand.
Okay.
Can I hold it between my teeth? No.
You
can just-
cannot.
you can just drop it to the ground and draw your sword and you won't use up your action.
Well, I've already used up my movement, so I'm not gonna.
But why is that relevant? You can just drop the torch to the ground right now and draw your sword.
Or I can brandish a torch.
Yeah.
I don't know, Kyle. If you're facing a zombie, would you rather be holding a stick on fire or a sword? 'Cause I'm thinking
first-
stick on fire.
A sword.
First of all, I'm not a zombie. I am a ghoul. That is derogatory.
Quiet zombie. Alfonso, we've had this discussion before. Yeah, well, I've used my movement up, so I'm just gonna stand here and guard the boys with my torch and shield.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I can't go any further than
Brent!
I'm going to use the spell magic. I'm going to fire the missiles. The magic missiles.
Okay.
That is 3 glowing darts, I think.
But they always hit.
Indeed, but I have to do the damage. 3. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Because I only get the damage thing once.
Yeah, you can roll 2 additional dice with the tracer.
I know. Oh,
It's the same in every setting with magic missile. That's why I make macros.
yeah. Well, that is a total of 12 damage as he gets bopped in the face.
Backed 3 times.
It's like I am a cook. I am a ghoul. Stop that thing! No. And that is my turn. As I said outside, just throwing little magical beanbags at him.
Okay. Yay, it's working now. I think it was because the tokens were hidden.
Gonna try to grapple him from behind.
Okay.
So I guess I've dropped my swords and I'm attempting to do that,
Okay.
which is a strength check, athletics thing.
Mm-hmm.
Athletics versus athletics or acrobatics, whichever is higher for the defender.
Oh, for the defender.
Yeah,
Well,
you do athletics, they do athletics or acrobatics, whichever is higher.
oh, okay.
Mm, 20.
Uh-huh.
They
Another
fail.
successful grapple. I have -1 strength, by the way.
Yes.
And Chaos gets him in the full Nelson.
So I like grapple from behind and I shout, "Fuck him up!"
And here comes Solid with the chair.
And
I comes out of the torch.
whatever works.
Make him eat the torch.
No, because he'll put it out and I'll lose my light and I can't see.
He'll
Rathiel.
be the new light.
He will.
Hold up the ghoul as he's on fire. I need you to see.
New tactic. I'm dropping my longbow and pulling out a dagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
25 does hit.
Is your dice color just randomized?
No, I changed this the last time. And we'll multi-attack.
Yay.
You just start fucking stabbing him in the
It's fucking gag alleyway, back alley fight here.
16 shall hit.
Fucking
Wow.
It's
Alfonso
become-
the girl didn't have his drug money, so we're just shanking him.
That's my turn. How does the ghoul respond to being shanked?
Wait a minute. If you're here, where's the Archduke?
I did wonder that.
The Archduke is in the pond.
He's got legs. Maybe. Last time I seen him.
So at this point, you see the Archduke going over here to this building and saying, like, good job, I'll search this one.
Do not do that! Dude, you fucking imbecile! Be surprisingly less dense for 15 seconds at most.
So
And we'll be right there.
he's got chaos in his sights as he's gonna multi-attack.
While he's grappled?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
Grapple
Double
doesn't
his
stop
move
it.
to 0. Yeah.
I choose to believe he is just headbutting me in the face.
Sure. With his mouth.
He's biting you.
He's doing a bad job of it. Then he's gonna attack you with his claws again. And miss. Sala, this ghoul is trying to gnaw and slice chaos with his claws.
Which I'm okay with. However,
But we have
a friend in need is a friend who can be indebted to me. So
You truly
were
are a
supposed to be
lawful evil.
good.
Alfonso, would you mind holding something for me? My sword.
Okay.
You let me down, you damn dice.
25 does hit.
Cool. I'm just gonna roll both because I'm doing multi-attack.
Okay.
So let's roll another one. I've lost my long sword. Wait, come back.
Where's the money, Alfonso?
I swear I have it next time.
It's too late
We've
for
been-
that. The
we've been
Don
patient-
sends his regards.
We've been patient, Alfonso. We've been patient, but you're not giving us any leeway. We got to do this. You see?
We'll start with the kneecaps.
Sal, you're not supposed to slice the kneecaps off. You just made bad for business, mate. I don't even know what accent I'm going for now.
All of them.
Wait, it's changed how it did this. Okay.
Yep.
I supposed to roll off the same thing, but now it's
mhm.
roll again.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Okay, let's come back here. I need my damage. Haha. You must roll an attack. But I've already rolled the attack. Where's my other attack? I rolled 2 attacks, but I can only see 1.
Yep.
Okay.
You
so
rolled
far I've done
attack
7.
and then damage. Now you have to roll a second attack.
Yeah, I rolled 2 attacks. Oh, it's fine, whatever. Let's get it out of the way.
You actually rolled advantage, which is correct. You do have an advantage.
Yeah.
And that is a hit.
Me gusta. Okay, so I hit him for 13 and a 12.
Okay. He's nearly dead now.
Aha! Wait, I did this at normal, whatever. It'll probably hit.
The shield bash, which is working properly now, adding your strength modifier and the magic. Yes.
Oh, is it definitely strength? I couldn't see anything on that.
The +4, so.
Oh,
Oh.
well.
But it didn't add it to the damage, which it should.
Oh, so 8, I suppose.
Yep.
I look at the damage right now. Where's that gone? Cool. And that's me. After I bury my sword and shield into Alfonso.
Yep. You sure
that-
do.
Are you saying that shield damage should be 8?
Yep. Because he has +4 from his strength, which shield bash does take. Just like it takes the +1 from the magic shield into account.
Hmm.
So,
Sure.
Henbrand.
Do you know how to change that, Rob?
Yeah, probably.
Yep, you can do that.
Do a quick firebolt.
Not just yet,
Nutty.
because something is happening as you hear chickens.
What?
There is no good scenario in which this happens because
It's Sydney on his character just chicken.
no, it's either that or more basilisks because basilisks
Oh.
are in fact the offspring of a toad and a chicken.
What?
Yep,
Yeah, it's true.
that
it's
is-
true.
That is the historical that's the mythological context of the basilisk.
Wait,
Regular
this music
chicken.
frightens me.
Regular toad.
Yep.
Magical beast.
Correct.
As you hear all these chickens start to wake up as the Archduke says, "Get up, you lazy birds! I'll kill you!"
Listen to all those chickens.
Those are
cock-
chickens.
Those are cockatrices.
This is PG-13, right?
Cockatrices.
Yes.
As they begin to
Each
move
one.
out of the building towards this man.
Cockatrees.
Each one has 3 cocks.
So,
Fuck my.
so what was your firebolt?
Well, yeah, I can't see the cockatrices. My dark vision doesn't go that far, so
It also doesn't go
I-
through walls.
it's true. So I will shoot the firebolt at the ghoul, and that was 11, which means it missed.
There you go. Evil Warriors is playing just for you guys.
Pretty evil.
I'm not evil. Is Rathu evil?
If you have to wonder, yes.
I'm gonna go for more like a chaotic neutral.
Never known Aaron to do an evil character.
So chaos.
Excuse me.
The demon.
test roll got my crit, guys.
Oh God.
I've been cheated by my test roll. Okay, it's working.
That's your
All right.
crit for the year. Now
Yes,
That's my
it
crit.
is.
You saw it.
It is.
he tried to
Remember this
bite me.
moment.
He tried to bite me, so I call him a filthy ghoul, and I try to bite him back.
Okay.
I,
I'm
I
not
need you to. I need you to tell me what to roll.
Yeah, no, you don't know where he's been.
So roll regular attack with your daggers first. We'll do the attack roll like that. Okay.
This is probably advantage.
Yep, it's advantage.
Oh, the attack has been.
Yep. So you
changed
roll.
with the damage.
So you roll a D8. Excuse me, a D20 plus 8. And you miss both times. As you just gnaw at him, trying to bite him.
Like he did to me.
As he's trying to bite you, and it looks like awkward kissing.
But it was only a distraction for my true strike.
19 shall hit. As yep, he's dead, and he says like, "You'll never stop the Empire," and dies.
One ghoul at a time.
Emperor Strain Stronsville would be disappointed with you.
Guys, I think our Duke
Doing
has angered.
Shroud.
I think our Duke has angered the chicken coop.
The Duke. The chickens. Chickens?
Chickens.
I
Oh,
shut out at
chickens.
him. No! The chickens!
The chickens. All right. So Archduke is going to run this way. The chickens. He runs behind Chaos. They looked like chickens.
But they talked like men?
They're breakfast cereal.
As more chickens begin to file out. Rathu.
Chickens.
Look at all them chickens.
I don't see any. Oh,
They are there.
Matthew, do
Very
I have to
much
bring
so.
out the? Do I have to bring out the? Do I have to bring out the laser beams again?
maybe.
That's what I
Um,
appreciate about you.
Let's retroactively say I picked up my longbow before starting that movement.
Along with the swords I I dropped and attacked him with.
Oh my god. So
See,
you pick up the pile of weaponry that was dropped by the whole party, including the torch by Sala.
That's
in-
just a longbow.
In another game that I played with Aaron's first mode of action in any combat was to just start throwing weapons randomly. Into
Oh yeah.
Just every weapon he had just got thrown aside as he used them.
I enjoyed that playstyle. Now, I'm going to attack that cockatrice.
Why is that not a real subclass for something?
Weapon master.
Fields Bard main.
All right. Its AC was 11.
Mother. Worker.
Outmaneuvered
me.
by a chimkin.
Oh wait, no, it's alright. I get 2 attacks.
That will hit, Mr. Chicken.
Die.
He takes 8 damage as the arrow plucks into him as he balks.
Get out of the way, I'll walk my walk. I'm a chicken man. Bark, 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 bark.
Oh god.
They get it.
Fucking retards, the levels.
Anything else with your
Uh,
Super
No.
Ranger powers?
That's the extent of my Super Ranger powers.
Between
Is he
me, Cole, and Aaron, there was exactly 3 brain cells. We have timeshare on the brain.
Sala, you hear lots of chickens.
I got the chickens. I Hey, what's all this fuss about?
Chickens.
Where? I don't see any.
Really? You should be in vision there. Oh wait, you don't have dark vision.
Nope.
Yeah, well, I don't see any. I can hear some barking in the distance. But why are you guys worried about chickens? Calm down.
They have 3 cocks.
Any hens?
I think he's trying to say they're in fact cockatrices.
Oh. Well, that's worrying. Well, can't do anything about it for now because I've used my movement this turn, so I'll take a rest. You guys crack on.
Historically often mistaken for basilisks, because both mythology have them petrify people.
As these
Good
chickens begin to move up. Like a well-trained army.
Well,
This is penance for a past crime. Past crime I thought forgotten.
Crimes, plural.
I meant specifically the chicken crime.
God.
We left an army of chickens to starve to death.
yeah, then they've raised them as undead. I allowed one cast of animate dead to do a whole host of chickens.
Why?
So that they could pull the cart.
Okay.
You shouldn't
So-
have asked that question.
Where is this ley line energy bolt going towards the chickens?
That'll probably be the best we're going to do.
Okay. Looks like it's hitting 3 of them.
That seems fair. 23 damage.
All right.
And half of this. They all.
I think they all fail.
Are you doing that in effect yourself?
I'm laying the I'm laying the thing down, but I don't think I chose the actual glowy bit that looks cool. Anywho, boing!
Yes, yes. I changed things up a bit for animations and stuff to make it look a little more pleasing. As you zap them with a ley line energy bolt that just rips through them, just like defeathering them as they shake with scales and just seizure in place. You
Really
can
should've-
click.
Oh yeah, sorry. Really
That's
should have
okay.
preferred. Really should have preferred fireball today. But I like ley lines more.
So, Chaos, you smell fried chicken.
No, I don't. Reference on the iron will get. I'm a tenderize the meat.
Okay. It has an AC of 11. You hit it.
Oh, that's tender.
It's
Oh.
dead.
And then how much did I move there? I have 10 feet, so I can move over here for my offhand strike.
Okay.
This target.
A 9
have
shall
missed.
not connect.
I have missed the chicken.
All right. Archduke is going to come over here for the flank and say, I shall assist you. Multi-attack.
Aim for the wings.
Advantage. A hit. Advantage. Hit. Advantage. Hit. So he does 11, 19 damage to this chicken. Cockatrice is going to move up. But he'll need to double move. Rathew.
Tactics.
You have to say it each time to activate it.
It's true.
21 will hit.
When a whole pack of rats are there, they're all just screaming back.
That would have made Vermintide really annoying.
That will kill it.
Oh, whoops.
Which one is this hitting? That one?
Who was
Okay.
also in pack tactic range. Yes.
Yes, that will hit. As you deal 8 damage to this chicken by skewering it, and now it is a kebab. But still alive.
The best kind of kebab.
Yes.
Arrow.
Yes, what about that arrow situation? It worked out so well for Nevermira. How's it working out for you?
11 out of 20.
Have you been recovering them?
I have.
Half. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't use the arrows already in a corpse. That's insane. I have to spend time removing them.
More move up. Sala.
Sorry, chicken. It's not you. But
No,
you're
it's most certainly it.
it's my belly.
You hit?
Without that advantage, that would have been a nat one.
Yeah, another one.
Don't you say it!
No, I saw the dice rolls.
We did. It is dead.
And, oh,
This is probably a great dirty
finish
toad
my
around
turn
here
on his
somewhere.
pocket. Next to the Duke.
Did you put the dead chicken in his pocket?
No, I'm just chilling with the chicken.
Oh my god.
Although, actually, are these edible?
Yes.
Meat.
Cool. So bear that in mind after this. Go ahead, chicken. You can have your go.
As they flock towards you. Henbrand.
Get fucked. Yeah. Get fucked with firebolt. Oh, that's not one.
Karma.
Well, okay. My turn.
Okay.
How
Okay.
big are these chickens?
They are small.
They're
What?
just regular chicken sized?
Yeah, they're regular chicken sized. They just look
Okay.
like monsters.
I would like to try to grapple this chicken by grabbing his neck.
Okay.
Cockatrice.
Yeah.
As in,
Okay. He's going cock wrangling.
gotta be
Wait,
the
that's
17.
supply. No, the chicken is stronger than me.
It's gonna go right on your head and go bark, 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 and go right on top of your head and start pecking you.
It wasn't meant to be this way. Oh well.
You miss.
This one's their leader. Help! He's too strong. I'm tiny now.
It's got you. It's got you.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Can't make it work. I tried last game.
Chaos has mounted the cockatrice. It has come to this day.
There we go.
Oh, right.
Yep. Archduke is gonna go, "You've got it!" And he's gonna attack this one. And kill it. And now it's time for the only surviving cockatrice to get one attack in before it dies.
It's got me.
It's
But
going to do the one thing it can do, which is bite on top of your head. 20 to hit.
Yep.
3 damage. And I shall need a DC 11 Constitution saving throw against being magically petrified.
That's where you're wrong, Bramble. It's actually 1.5 damage and therefore 3 damage because I use Uncanny Dodge.
Yes, 1 damage.
Wait, what? Don't you round up?
No, you round down.
Oh, well then.
1 damage. And I need that DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
I should have used Uncanny Dodge before.
Yes.
Join me, Chaos.
Chaos? Where?
You begin to magically turn to stone.
Been tested by a chicken.
Cockatrice dismounted from Chaos.
I love it.
Its energy spent. It dismounts from its quarry.
It did its one thing it was meant to do.
Blew its load and dismounted its prey.
Wait, Hembrand, do you see this? This cockatrice made Chaos a vignette.
No, it's a horror film.
He's got old timey in black and white.
Chaos remembers it like it was the 1940s.
In my day, Chaos came to you.
Oh my god.
This is part of his PTSD flashback when he's in his therapist. He's like, I remember the cockatrice mounted me. Was it all grainy and black and white? Yes.
Oh god.
Chaos now speaks in film noir setting. I gotta say, she was a certain kind of dame. All legs, and beaks, and feathers.
Had that fifth leg, if you know what I mean.
Matthew, please kill this chicken.
The time has come.
Yep. So you definitely hit an AC of 11. And 11 damage is exactly what you needed to kill this chicken.
Oh yeah.
You freed me. I'm eternally grateful.
I think he needs to make one more Constitution save or be petrified for a day.
Yep.
Oh. But everyone
Do it,
else
buddy.
do that?
Well, no, because
None of us
survived.
got bitten by the
surprise.
cockatrices.
That's with the basilisk, which is different.
Constitution saving throw?
Correct. DC 11.
What the?
You have turned to stone. I hope you have your backup character ready.
That just. But it's for a day.
It's only for a day.
Yeah, this is not the kind of party that's gonna wait around, man.
We
They're
could
still
smash him
dragging Douglas.
like he smashed the
Oh,
statues. We could smash him. Now's
So-
our chance.
So Douglas is in the cart. Are you putting Stone Chaos in the cart as well? Are you just collecting the old character? Very well.
I collect the dead.
He's going in the
Dead.
cart.
We'll say a proper funeral for him later.
I'm not dead.
There you go. There's Douglas to keep you company.
I go dibs on his arms so they break off.
Jesus Christ.
You're both in the cart now.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Awesome, collect. Actually, no,
Wing.
I'm collecting the cockatrice bodies.
Okay. Yeah, they're worth money.
Yeah.
I suppose if you didn't know I was petrified for a day and then you just left me there, that would be different.
All
I'm
right.
collecting all of them for reagents. There's 5 of
I mean,
them.
Rico, we should smash you like you did the other statues and say like that's what he would have wanted.
Probably true.
I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure he'll be fine. The basilisk venom is much less potent than the eyes of the cockatrice venom is much less potent than the eyes of a basilisk. I'm willing to make an Arcana check to prove that.
Could you give
Oh,
me
no.
an intelligence investigation check first?
Investigation.
All right,
11.
that is a failure.
So now
Failure
you
of
said it,
what?
but you have no sources to back it up.
Yeah, I don't believe you, Mr. No Source.
Well, no, it'll be Arcana is the intelligence one. Well, the magical effects one.
Correct, but I was asking for something else. I
Uh.
wanted to resolve something else first.
Cool. That's fair.
Is chaos leaking?
He's leaking chaos at an alarming rate.
I know everything there is to know about cockatrices.
Jesus Christ.
My God, this man is an expert.
In a previous life, I was a cockatrice farmer.
Yes.
My God.
It just kind of worked out that way because I wanted people to stay off my lawn.
All right. So
What a neat ornament.
are you waiting a day for chaos, or are you going to continue your journey?
I guess we could set up camp.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably take a long rest as I'm magically quite. I was like, that was a lot of spells. I blew my load quite heavily there.
Can we
Yeah,
rest
that
in like
happens with
the cockatrice building?
Oh yes, absolutely. And
Is it safe?
you will find out in a moment. Give me a DC 13 intelligence investigation check.
I think we set up a little campfire and just like prop chaos up along it as well. His stone body.
Sorry, I have to pop in.
Yep. So you really can't tell. There's a lot of rubble here.
Well, time to start casting. My God, fine, I'll pop it back in. Time to start casting.
Okay.
Then I started casting.
Place the measured template, dearie.
Oh my.
Aaron has never cast a spell before, so
It's just like, I've never gotten this far before.
well, most games it's me doing all the magic shit. And curiously, I don't have the alarm spell. Would have been something that.
Stop that. Let me place the template.
Let's see here. Will you let place template? There you go.
I wanted to cover both entrances, but I can't.
Nope, that's all you
this is
get.
the third entrance. Okay, right. Right. I've got a better plan.
Although, since it's one of the things I was using, there is you can. Do you have higher level spells spell slots, Aaron?
I do have second level spell slots.
Bear with me while I pull up the special things you can do for alarm. That I give.
I don't think it'll cover the whole building.
Probably, but hang on, let me just double check that. It's well the little arch. Why can't I select two?
I'll just move you guys over here, and I'll move all the bodies with you.
I'm going to cast it in the back corner here, where I think we should be
Okay.
held up.
I'm going to paste something, and hopefully this doesn't. Hopefully this lets me copy paste without issue. Yes, it does.
Oh God. As the wizard starts talking in monotone tongues.
It's like, yes, I do know a bit about the alarm spell. Never bothered to learn it myself. You know, going indoors and everything. Yeah, you can.
All right.
Aaron Corvus has like said something in the Discord, and I'm like trying my best not to respond to it.
So it looks like the rat is held up in a corner of the temple, and you guys are camping out in the wilds. So where's
Bring it.
camp?
I'm bringing my card in.
Okay, bring the card in.
Yeah.
I hide the carousel when it's not combat time.
Oh, it's not combat time. I will take the combat away, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm dragging the whole card into this hole. Hey, Matthew, how's tricks?
Okay. I'll bring Solid too.
We cannot verify safety, so we're hiding here.
So, Sala, could you please make me a DC 13 intelligence investigation check?
But Bramble, I fear the checks.
Don't fear the check. They're good things.
Fear me.
Okay, you don't notice it either.
Now, someone's would be so kind as to hand me one of them chickens.
Yeah, well, I found him a chicken.
Yep.
And that's what I appreciate about you.
Yes,
I'm gonna
he-
start
yes,
cooking
he's-
us some chicken.
He sounds like John DiMaggio. We get it.
I
Yep,
assume
you
I'm
can-
successfully cooking chicken.
Oh yes, some of them are pre-cooked.
Nice.
It's just me. Basically I sort of tinkering with Douglas, see if I can, understand Gearforge.
Okay.
That's basically what that's what I spend the evening doing.
Well, you can maintenance him if you wish. He has his oil and everything there.
No, I don't think I have the knowledge to do that.
Okay.
I was like, I have no idea how to do this. I barely understand people. +5 to medicine. Yes. I will continue doing the long resting.
No problem. So you killed everything in the immediate vicinity. But Rathu feels like he's being watched throughout the night. And Archduke Avosk is very much against staying here, but he eventually gives in to your wishes.
We can put down a staring into Chaos's frozen body.
He'll be fine. He just needs to walk it off.
Then
What exactly is like the definition of petrify? Like, could I become a ghost and fly out of the rock?
First you
You-
were afraid.
you
No.
are you are currently the rock. You
I
cannot
am
fly
the
out of yourself.
I am doing it.
Unless you die, I suppose, then you're still going to be body.
I mean, he did actually. What he did go into the fear place first, so he was afraid that he was petrified.
That's good. I'm gonna lean on petrified chaos and be like, so, come here often. Not much of a talker, huh? I get that. The stony cold type. That's cool.
I was like,
Going to throw
what are
some
you-
spare
what are you
cooked chicken
doing?
at Sala.
It's just nice to have some quiet. Although he's
Am I
keeping
aware of
the
what
stone
happens around me?
No, you're petrified.
chill. Yeah. I'm just playing with your statuesque corpse right now.
Not dead.
No, just
Well.
no, I don't.
No, don't touch.
I'll look to see if his pockets have stoned over too, and they have.
They have stoned over, yes.
What's wrong with you? You're not a thief.
So yeah, the night passes by uneventfully, and then all of a sudden you hear pop,
Oh, the weasel.
and you get
Oh.
your full night's rest and your resources back as the sun gets up.
That sounds incredibly It just, I feel rested, and a large pop sound appears.
Oh wait, the sun's up now, so I don't have to use my torch.
That is correct, sir. Let me get that going for you.
Hey, Vision, it returns.
I'm just gonna do my second character sheet while I'm petrified.
Welcome back, Chaos.
It's only been 8 hours, right?
Return the petrification status.
Just throw me in the cart. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
Remove the stone of 8 hours of petrification.
I did it. I electrified him.
Oh my god.
Just
I have become
picks up,
chaos.
picks up 2 wires of Douglas, just connects it to chaos.
Oh my God.
Edmund, what are you doing? Not like this.
Yeah, well, he's back in the cart, but I do have all of my spells.
Yep.
I've also replaced Dark Vision with Acid Arrow. do I put the fireball? I'll keep the energy bolt. It's quite helpful.
It worked.
Why am I glowing?
Because you're magic.
Just everyone's like, why am I glowing?
And the Archduke says as he wakes up, "We cannot linger here. We must make it to Jots. We are in enemy territory now. If this is the stone galleries, it will be another few days to the free city."
Yes, yes.
20 gold says it's not free when we get there. As I start loading up the cart.
Yep.
As we carry on our adventure.
Mm-hmm.
With
Carry on.
With two invisible, with two unconscious dudes, incapacitated dudes in tow.
We
Sala with her bad rolls, which means she's essentially incapacitated.
There'll be peace when we are done.
What?
The curse of the
Lay
gods
our
says
weary
so.
heads to rest.
Oh, God.
Don't we cry no more.
Me.
What? You took out your sword.
Whoops. Salah stumbled and accidentally slashed her blade at the air.
Oh, God. So
Luckily,
as
there was no resistance.
as you leave this stone graveyard, there is yet one tower unexplored. Would you like to explore it? It's up to you.
Okay.
You're not required.
Hey, Hembrand, have you explored that lone tower over there?
Does it look wizardly?
It
Very.
does. It does actually.
Oh, it does look wizardly, doesn't it?
It's an elven tower.
Just see how. Oh, it doesn't look that magical. It looks magical, doesn't it?
You want to check it out?
No. Sala, go
Go
forth. Go check to see if something's going to imminently kill us in there.
Okay.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
So
What?
the top half of this tower is missing, but it still stands over 80 feet tall. Its exterior is decorated, and let me get that up there. Its exterior is decorated with carvings of crescent moons and stars. The doorway is sealed with an arcane lock spell. So, not for you.
Spell. I prefer knock you, fucks.
That it makes this very easy.
Open sesame.
It does. And inside, you find the following.
Oh, anybody home?
An open chest containing a bag of holding, a +1 moon steel rapier, and 3 potions of healing.
Moonstone rapier.
They're like, interesting. Made by the elves. Yes.
You are an elf.
Yes. And I can tell it was made by the elves. You can tell for the fact it's absolutely awful, and I throw it aside.
Aww.
To look at Henbrand and be like, you know what? I'm actually offended that nothing's come out to try and kill me. This is so
Indeed.
unusual.
It was
It is
sealed
fun.
with arcane lock. What did you expect to be in there?
A sealed monster.
It's the first time that we haven't got immediate and deadly repercussions of being greedy fucks.
Salah has bad experience with doors. They usually, like, necrotically poison her, or they explode, or they contain baddies.
That's why I learned the lock spells, the knock spell, so we can just say "fuck you, open door." I'll grab the 3 potions of healing. And who wants to hold the bag of holding? Who wants to be the big mule?
Yeet.
What did you say,
I'm
Rob?
taking the rapier.
I yeeted it.
Okay.
Into my inventory.
It is your inventory now.
At last.
Now Sala has her own part of the team dynamic as the mule.
I thought she had the team dynamic as the most evil in the party.
Oh, damn it. How has this happened? Henbrand is still here.
Don't worry. My new character will be more evil than anyone.
My God, no.
if he's required.
To be fair,
No.
To be fair,
To be fair.
I knew that was coming.
All right, so the last leg of the journey from the stone galleries to the free city of Jots is 190 miles. The trip takes you and the Archduke through the northwestern part of vampire-controlled Karvoka before heading over to the border into Reaver Dwarf-held Wolfmark. So I gotta know, are you disguising the cart? Are you abandoning the cart? And who is making the stealth or survival or deception rolls? It's your choice.
Matthew, can you lead us through the woods, away from anything that might be dangerous?
We can try.
So it sounds like you want to make a survival check.
And I start at least just throwing, throwing. Our cart looks just like disheveled anyway because we didn't actually maintain anything. It just looks like a cart.
That is correct. It is a cart containing a gear forged.
I cover him in the cockatrice corpses.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just adding that Moonsteel Rapier. I don't know if I added the right thing, actually.
That's okay.
I'm going to drop in Discord the thing I copied under General. You
Let's
tell me
see what
whether
you
or not
cut.
that was the right trait to add.
This is Moonsteel.
Excellent.
Yeah. It
Normal
glows.
survival.
All right.
It glows blue. It glows blue when invisible twats are near.
Yes.
I'm here.
So it's always blue.
Oh,
All right. So you've gotten a success. But I need the rest of you to roll too. How are you contributing?
Why is your survival so low? You're a ranger. This is your one task.
Well, it's everybody's task this time. You can either do a stealth, a wisdom, survival, or a charisma check. Your choice. Everyone has to contribute, and at least half of you must succeed.
May I use the invisibility spell to at least try to, on the cart at least, to try to make it easier to be stealthy?
What part of the cart are you using it on?
Well, the cart itself, I would imagine.
That would make you even more conspicuous, as everything would be levitating. You would have
Fair.
horses. That would be.
I will
Okay.
I will just use survival then. To hopefully
Okay.
try to contribute something.
All right.
I contribute nothing.
One success and one failure. Other two people, roll of your choice. Stealth, survival, or deception.
I'm a rock.
You're not a rock now. You're free. You're good.
Oh, it's been a
We've
whole
traveled
day.
for some time.
Yep. You're on the road traveling when you pop.
My icon is tiny.
Yes.
Um,
Let's see here. I will make it big again.
That's
what survival or what?
Deception.
Survival?
Stealth or deception.
Oh, stealth. I have enough stealth for all of us.
I shall
In fact,
roll
I have
deception.
advantage on stealth rolls because of the cloak of elven kind. That is
Mhm.
how that works, right?
Yep, the potion of elven kind.
Yep. Don't worry, guys.
Ah.
We're all good.
Since you critted, this counts as 2 successes.
Fucking 30. That's
Well
dumb.
done, Kia.
Come on, guys. Get under my cloak.
he's just huddled down near the road, squatting, walking like a penguin, and it's working.
Excuse me, traveler. Are you 5 adventurers under one cloak? No, I'm chaos. Oh, carry on.
So, Sala, I need that check, even though it's a formality at this point. All right, that would have been a failure. So, for the first day, you managed to get through the woods. with no trouble. Even though you've got the cart and everything, everything's going great. You set up camp for the night. And then now I need it for the night. So here we go again. DC 12, all 4 of you. One of 3 things. Because you are in vampire control territory. At nighttime is the worst time.
Can I use perception then to keep watch?
No.
Fine.
Okay, 2 successes.
Oh.
1 failure.
Of course.
2 failures.
Oh boy.
Hang on. Let me consult the thing.
What about the Archduke?
At least half the group, including Avagast, must succeed. So he is going to determine whether your group is discovered or not.
Oh no.
Yep. So what would you like him to roll? Deception, survival, or the other thing?
So let's go with
Stealth.
deception.
I would go deception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. He's going to roll deception, and he succeeds.
I like charisma.
So he's just like, oh, we're just camping out here.
He says to a tree.
He just says randomly to a tree. Yes,
And
we're
the
just
tree
camping.
responds, carry on.
He's practicing. He's practicing for when the vampires come. All right. And so you get a full night's rest. And then the next day, we do it again. And I need
Behold.
all 4 of you. This is the game now, unfortunately.
Yes!
1 success.
I'm a god!
2
I got
success.
stealth rolls.
3 success. We're there. 1 failure. So we made it. The second day of travel goes by unabated as well. You start to see people passing in and out, and you see the familiar sign of a skull, white skull, on a red tabard. And you begin to see more followers of Marina around. And if you didn't miss your guess, one of them might have been Luna. You're not quite too certain. But at this point, you're trying to lay low, so I assume you don't start any trouble.
I don't even care about this person's existence.
My God.
She hates me she hates me entirely. It's a one-sided hatred.
You chased her down for 8 rounds.
No, I ran away for 8 rounds.
All right, so it's nighttime. And it's time for the 3 things again.
Survive.
Yep. This is so much fun. 2 failures. 3
There it is,
failures.
There it is!
I'm so sorry. That counts as 4 failures. 1 success. 4 failures, 1 success. There's no way to tie break this one. It's time for me. It's time for me to roll on the night encounters. Will someone please roll a 1d12?
Roll. Hopefully it goes low.
Okay. So 4. This one's not that bad. Please roll a 1d4 and a 1d6.
Oh, I guess I'll roll the d6.
Okay? And someone else can roll the d4. All
I
right.
rolled 2d6 for some reason, but pick the first one, 5.
It's okay. 2 again.
You're the same as me.
It's
Maha.
it's definitely going to be 2. So what's going to happen is we have an encounter here, and you have run afoul of 2 vampire thralls and their 7. Was it? It's first one. 5 wolf pets that you will be fighting.
Hello. Great. More
Presumably,
wolves.
Brand breaks into a cold sweat at wolves.
Mm-hmm.
We are just humble travelers. We mean you no harm.
You failed your check, sir. You failed the
Vampires.
bullshits.
Let us go, or we shall kill you ourselves, and wear your skins as our own.
That is their threat. That is their
Too late.
threat. And they feel cheated that you said it before them, word for word, and they're going like, "What kind of undead are you?"
Oh, I'm worse than the undead fellas. I'm freshly minted evil.
I'd say you're fresh by now.
Oh, Douglas is there. Nope, no, he's not.
I'm just still dragging it with me, like it's our friend. And Fran hasn't quite come to terms with his death.
Yep.
I'm sorry, sirs, but you're on our way, and I'm discovering myself, so you must die.
Yep. 2, 3.
All right, what are these
4.
fucking xenomorphs? Oh, right, yeah. No, I see them now.
Yep. They're gonna say like, they're going to tell you, "We're taking this cart, one way or another."
We're taking your lives.
One way or another.
Wait, Rathy, don't you hate vampires?
Oh, you better believe I do.
Excellent. Times roll a 3. Oh, no, even better. Okay,
Oh God.
there we go.
Just apologize to the gods and we'll be fine.
I refuse. The gods made me evil, and I will not forgive them.
The gods did not make you evil. You chose to be evil.
So every last one is dead, Bramble.
I have watched 6 seasons of Lucifer, and he is in less denial than you.
Well, he's had more time to think about it.
Sorry.
I was an upstanding model citizen. I upheld the law.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Quiet, disembodied voice. My conscience will not be swayed. Yes, people died, but people die.
Yep.
So, vampire spawn is first.
Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of wolves.
It is. They're serious about taking that cart. So vampire spawn is going to come over here. He's going to go right up to the Archduke and say, "Ah, we've been searching for you." He's going to use his
Good.
multi-attack.
We can just recognize the Archduke by face.
Yeah, he's that famous.
Damn.
He's incredibly famous royalty.
Should
They
get autographed.
stole his lands from him. This is the guy who got away.
Yeah, Rob, you Englishman.
Yep. I wouldn't know what you're talking about. We've never done anything like
Give
that.
me back my lands.
God.
Look, I'll give you half the land that you originally had, so you can grow some, nature's own vegetable.
That's a crit. So,
It was just
Archduke
fake damage.
Avast is going to be taking a lot of damage, and this vampire has its fangs to his throat, just sucking out all the blood after scratching him. And you could just see the color drain out of his face.
Chaos, you want to help him?
Vampire spawn will be coming over here to Sala and say, "Ah, my dear, it's your turn."
Wear you like a lamp.
Again,
Don't wear lamps.
you prove yourself to be more evil than us, ma'am.
At this point, I'm gonna own it.
23 to hit.
Oh, he does hit with 23. It's true.
So, he's gonna bite you. As he drains 13 health from you.
It's got a scratch.
On your neck that he's sucking out of like a high sea.
You're a Capri Sun.
Just a love bite, really, isn't it? Just give me a
Yep.
hickey.
All right, Henbrand, here's the part where wolves maim you.
Ah, yes, my favorite part.
They look like a familiar breed.
Oh no.
Oh, the memories.
That will miss.
These are
Henbrand.
The Lunas Lupus.
God.
But don't. I've got something for you fucks. I think that'll do.
preparing all his life for this.
Hang on, I need to scroll the actual whole map up because I. Come on.
I like to think after the first incident with wolves, Hembran went studying for arcane strolls on tutorials on how to deal with massive packs of wolves.
Turns out it's Fireball.
And here we go. Here's one of the first
Holy
animated
shit.
effects. I was waiting for you to cast that spell.
Oh my god.
I've been preparing for this. Shiakazling!
All right, so even if the wolves made it, they still die. And they just evaporate into flames.
He just blasts through them all. That looks cool. That looks so cool. It really shows the impact of Fireball, huh?
So this vampire spawn will be taking half. As he just looks to Henbrand and says, kill him first, then we get the Archduke.
That's
Kill him first.
He's like, that's a town unfair. I did just decimate your arm, your little force, but that will be my turn.
Yep. Rathu, no more wolves.
Nice. Gonna.
They run into the burnt epicenter of the fireball.
Yes. Yes, I am going to run into the burned epicenter of the fireball.
You sense vampires nearby.
My god. Attack and tactics.
You cannot waste while enemies are near.
24 shall hit.
Yay. Yeah.
All right. It's going to take 7 damage. Is this silvered ammunition or holy
No.
damage? Okay.
This is not in any way magical.
All right. So I've got to do this, and then I'm going to do the half. And he only takes half. Or you can move the chat.
I'm
and
going
then-
to use my once per turn to say no. You take
Ooh.
all 7 of that damage.
Ooh. He'll take 1 more. Yes, he does. As he just kind of spasms as the arrow goes into him and says like, Ranger.
Red
I'll
Ranger.
do it again.
That's a crit.
I should have saved the ability for that.
So you deal 9 points of damage and shoot the arrow straight into his chest near his heart as he begins to cackle and cry out in pain, screaming.
Evil vampires.
Evil.
That's not fair. We're not as evil as that woman.
You better believe it.
Oh my god. So the Archduke is going to try to fend off his attacker here. He's going to try 3 attacks. I think 2 of which hit. It's going to do a total of 5 damage. Because no one was prepared for vampires going into vampire territory.
Douglas was.
Chaos!
Douglas was the preparation.
Sure, he was our preparation.
Agents of Chaos. That was supposed to be an advantage.
It hits. You just go up to this vampire and whisper in his ear, that was supposed to be with advantage.
I mean, you could just roll again.
That was supposed to be with advantage.
Just roll again.
18 will hit. So 5, 16, 21, and 7. 28. He is resistant to necrotic as well.
Was he
So-
ever a human?
Most definitely.
And those 5 temp HPs are mine.
Yep. He takes 13. 12, excuse me.
Oh wait, the damage dealt, so I get 2 health.
Yep.
Or 3. We round up apparently.
Yes, you do. Round down. Round down.
Round that. Oh, 2.
Yes. Anything else?
End my turn.
Okay. Sala, this man just took a bite out of your neck and he didn't even buy you dinner or anything first.
I shall answer in kind.
Wait, what?
What?
Just I'm gonna buy with my longsword. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay. As
Imagine
he,
trying to bite someone in combat. Who would do such a thing?
yep,
Oh, I see you one.
15 hits.
Okay, let's get the damage for you first. Oh, multi-attack. So let's do another one.
That will deal full damages. It's magic.
Excellent. So 8 plus 8 plus let's go
Mhm.
action surge. 4 thirds. Come on,
Okay.
Chris. I know you exist.
You get another. You actually attack with your full thing. 18 hits.
Ooh. And then
So-
lastly, shield bash.
You get 4 attacks because you action surged.
Wait, I get
You
two- I
get double.
2 twos?
You get
You
your full
get-
multi-attack.
Yes.
Oh my god. Why is this so strong? Die, vampire!
Because you're fighter. They're extremely strong. It hits. You deal another 12 points of damage, and you hit them with the shield.
I do hit him with the shield.
Well, they're going to see the black shield of Griswold and become immediately frightened of you.
That's right!
Because
I'm
they
your
don't
master now.
give those to anyone.
Tell me, vampire, from whence do you spawn? For I shall kill your brood.
You don't need to be a drama queen about it.
You bit my neck.
Screw you.
Most women would find that appreciative of their beauty. As he
That's why
wipes
I'm
his
horny.
face.
That's why I just go around biting women's necks all the time.
Yeah.
That's like Cole has a restraining order.
I am a Blizzard employee, that's why.
My god, you're worse than scum.
you do deserve to die. Yeah, and that's me done.
Okay.
There we go. And,
This vampire spawn, hearing that they have the black shield of Griswold, is going to disengage and say, "We need to flee. We need to get out of here. We'll just tell them that the Archduke is here in the territory, and we'll bring back an army."
Oh, no.
And this one goes that way. And Brand.
Interesting. Which of them looks more injured? Presumably the one that has been gotten too close. Oh, actually, no. I have a better idea. Let's double check something. Yeah. Why'd you say I have 0 third level spell slots? Because Fireball was the only one I'd cast this night.
Did you long rest?
He long rests twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna change up to 1. Yeah, stop that. Anywho,
Haste.
Why are you not working? Oh, wait. Anyhow, yeah.
Because I'm unemployed. We talked about this. I'm unemployed, sir. Please. I'm trying to find work.
Yeah, I just put a hand on Sala. Go get them. And she gets histed. She can
Oh my God.
She can do an extra dash. She can do an extra dash action.
Okay.
She can take an attack, dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action. So yeah, and that is my turn.
All
I
right.
don't have any bonus action stuff.
Oh, that was the
Why
wrong
am I-
person.
What the?
What the? Ah!
Raph, you seem
That was
to
the
have-
wrong one. Sala, you're hasted.
Hasted.
As I just fucking
Oh my
shatter
God.
time, I just shatter time around Sala.
I'm like a hyper child on Noses Sugar.
Someone has a warlock in the makings. I wonder who that is. I wonder
What an
who that
interesting name they have.
possibly could be.
Could be anyone.
All right, so Rathio, you start to see this woman shake and break the boundaries of physical time by moving.
Neat. Sorry, I'm trying to read a thing.
It's no time for reading. This is battle. Enemies are getting away.
Oh my God, you're right.
It's like-
150 feet. Okay, cool.
Yep.
You're not going anywhere. Motherfucker. I have cast Spike Growth.
Sorry.
Are you sure it isn't Hexblade Curse?
Fairly certain.
All right, so it does not know it's there unless it uses its action to do a perception against your spell DC. So you're good. And we have to count the number of tiles it moves in order to calculate the damage. So we'll get to that when it's time.
And
Anything
its movement
else?
speed its movement speed is half because it's difficult terrain.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that slows him down.
And that is my turn.
I thought by splitting, I could actually get you guys, but you're great. As the Archduke takes his rapier and says, "Charge!" and goes here
No.
towards the spiked growth. So please roll that first 2d4 damage on this man.
That motherfucker.
You didn't tell him what you were doing.
I did not.
So as he takes the damage from the thorns, he goes like, "Oh, what is this? Black magic of the vampires!" And the vampire just looks at him like, And he's gonna take his 3 attacks. Two of which will hit. For a total of 15, that's 7 damages. That did not break the regeneration in any way. Chaos.
Well, looking at Sala makes me dizzy, so I'm going to go away from her.
Oh my god. Okay.
Team ambiguous and team evil. Let's go.
Yes, no.
So I'm gonna need you to roll 64 damage for chaos.
Or he could use his ghost powers.
What?
What? Someone wasn't listening, huh?
64. Okay.
64.
That's 64.
Yep. You take 15 damage from the thorns ripping apart your legs.
I'll uncanny dodge half of those thorns.
My god, how?
Don't
take-
know.
You take 7.
Ninja jumping on the thorns.
I'll actually take 5 because of my 2 temp health.
Okay. Yes.
That is
Oh.
indeed how the situation has played out.
I look this man in the eyes, I say, ow, and then I attack him.
All right. This one isn't magical, so yeah. That one will hit. Mm-hmm.
And follow-up strike.
That hits. Eight for 4. He's down to 1 less than when he regenerated.
Boy.
Rob, are you trying to follow the tokens with your cursor?
I know that.
I'll try to follow Rob's token.
Okay, Sala. You are living speed.
Zoom.
As a vampire spawn turns around and goes like, what the hell is that?
Objects in the mirror may be faster than they appear.
That I cannot see where she is running.
my
It's dark.
It
There's no
is
light
dark.
source
It's
here.
nighttime. I told you it was nighttime. You ran
Sarah
into
equips
the
that torch.
darkness. Equip torch. Okay, which hand is it in?
The shield hand. Goodbye,
The shield-
shield.
All right, reduce your AC by 3.
And raise it by 2 because of haste.
No.
So a net 1 reduce.
Okay. Oh, I found you. I was next to me the entire time. Haha.
All right. So as his free interact action, he's going to pick up the Black Shield of Grizzle, adding 3 to his defense.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's so
The
you
shield
need
was cursed.
you need to also double your 2d6 vicious dice on the crit.
Okie dokie.
Oh my god.
Let's get this one done.
Oh god. So that's 26 because you needed to roll double.
And I guess we just double this one too.
Yep.
Oh, so 8.
So that's 26, 8, 34.
Okay. Is this man still standing?
Yes,
Yeah.
because nothing you did was radiant or silvered or acid or
Oh, yeah.
flowing water.
I'm hitting people. The shield is cursed. You know, keep the shield, vampire throw.
Oh my god! It is!
Don't forget you have 1 extra attack because of haste.
It's beautiful.
Since you didn't use
Yes.
it to dash.
Yep. He's down. He's down on the ground, and you're stabbing an unconscious body now. Do you wish to stab this man in the heart?
I stake him.
With what stake?
I stake him good.
With the
With
sword?
my sword.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as you do so, and he turns to dust, gripping the sword, going, I should have known the legendary weapon! And he just passes into dust. And let's see if I can do that. Can I do that? I mean... Dead. He just splattered. There you go.
And I'm just gonna look at his ash body, or his remaining ashes, and be like, looks like you bit off more than you could chew, and flick my hair dramatically.
Oh my god. You get...
All we heard is
Yes.
as he's hasted.
Looks like people like you. Oh.
There you go. He's dust now. You get an inspiration for that, sir, because of the hair flick.
We like to hear it. We do. And I'm gonna pick my shield back up.
Okay.
And that's me done.
That is your interaction.
Mhm.
He's gonna see what happened to his friend, and he's going to run the hell out of there with both his actions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 14d4.
I will provide.
So
Get
he does indeed. That was double his HP as he's just ripped apart as his regeneration can't seem to catch up and he expires as well.
Now, Henbrand just needs to not walk across my thorns. I can dismiss them on my turn, and
Okay.
everyone can safely walk over to the vampire and stake it.
It is a free action to dismiss a spell.
Yay.
I can't
Do
even
you-
reach in that speed. I'm. Oh,
Would
okay.
you like to dismiss the spell at this time?
I would like to dismiss the spell, please.
There you go. And battle is over. As you see the charred skeletal remains of all these wolves and two big piles of dust. As the Archduke just looks at you all and says, "Bravo, I wish we had you in the war."
You can
Yeah.
afford us.
I said something. I'm
Dark
not
thirst.
thirst.
Pay no attention.
God
Pay
damn
no
it.
attention.
No attention. You've done it 6 times.
No, the others weren't dark thirst.
Henbrand looks pensive. I sense a dark presence in these woods.
Oh my
1
god.
plus 0, but it shouldn't be 0.
Yes, the
Oh,
dark
well,
the dark presence is right over here.
Chaos waves.
Oh my god.
well,
Salas, what are you doing?
Going fast, we'll go fast, we'll go super fast. Let's go.
So on their dusty bodies, you do see a charcoal sketch of Archduke Arvast Wallerska. And the name Schuldenstraud is signed in the note.
Waldenstraud.
Schuldenstraud.
Sounds Jewish. Basically, a minute has probably run out, and she just collapses from exhaustion as the cocaine wears off.
Cocaine.
Man, you got any more of that stuff? Come on, man.
No,
Don't hold out on me.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
tapped out of I'm tapped out of time magic right now.
Are you sure, man? You sure? Come on, just a little fix.
Oh my god.
You were so slow. Everything went so slow.
It was a gift from the dark god, Henbrand.
Henry, did you know my shield's cursed?
Probably, yeah.
So goddamn cursed.
I said something.
I can't even see what that dice roll was. And I'm the DM.
It
Oh.
was like 20. It was 20 both times.
Oh god.
You want
I'm doing
these vampire skulls?
self rolls to try to fix the thing.
They're dust.
Well,
They're all
I'm taking the vampire dust. There's probably a reagent of that somewhere.
Yep, you could take it.
Corpse dust
You've-
is definitely a reagent in some spells, I'm pretty sure.
I gotta say, between the basilisk, the cockatrice, and the vampires, you've collected a lot of expensive spell reagents here.
I can sell them all for minimal profit, as I have a charisma of a stone.
I don't think you're just like taking a sock off and just like you're pouring the dust into the sock.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
pretty much.
on the cart, you see like Douglas with his hands holding like a cradle, holding all these bottles in different vials, and it's just like adding another one to it. It's just like, hold on to this for us.
It's the Gearforged alchemy set. Not only yours for 10 gold pieces. Chicken hearts come pre-sacrificed for your convenience.
Pre-sacrifice.
If we ever get a residence, we should hang Douglas up above the fireplace, like above the mantle. So you can always watch over us.
Aaron is hysterically laughing as he's peeking his mic in the process.
Love it.
Well,
So,
everyone back in the cart. Let's go.
what do you mean back in the cart? You didn't get to rest for the night.
But like, if we rest here,
Yes,
they'll just come here.
exactly. So I need those checks again.
You taskmaster, Bramble.
Why'd you say Headbrand?
I don't know.
Why did you
Usually
say
we
your own character? That's a fail. That's a
It was
crit
the whole three of
success.
Thank you. You probably saved us all.
That's a success. That's question mark. I can't read that. I can't see what the roll is.
It was 22 stealth.
No, I
It
can't
was-
see it. I can't click on it. You have to do it either blind roll or public because I can't see when you privately roll dice.
I know.
That's
I
a
just
success.
I forgot
That's
to take it off.
It's okay. You have advantage. I don't expect you to fail.
Wait,
So
can he, even like in that one, he'd still get 11, right? So he can never fail.
he can still fail on a 1,
Oh,
unfortunately.
yeah, of course, I should missing that one.
It's okay.
Sure.
All right.
So you do get your night's rest. Not here, but you find some other place nearby that you're just like,
Can I melt silver to coat the arrowheads of?
Yes, you
rescue.
can melt silver coins. This has happened in a lot of campaigns. Yes, you can melt silver coinage to do this.
I have 4 silver coins. Anybody have silver coins on them?
It'll
How
cost
many-
you.
I got an alchemy set, so
I'll
Every
trade you 1
10,
silver coin for 1 gold.
every 10 coins is 1 pound, which is 16 ounces.
I got 505.
I 0.
well, I don't think we're going to need that much to silver coat arrows.
So yes, you can silver coat 20 arrows at the very least.
I've
I
only
would-
got 12.
My God.
Also, I feel like someone else with a good dexterity score should take this Moonsteel Rapier. Looks at
It-
chaos.
It would pair perfectly with the poison dagger.
I'll take it. First, you gotta stab me.
No.
Anybody else need weapons silvered while we're here? But yes, I silver his 12 arrows.
Thank you.
Okay.
You see, presumably that's trivial with an alchemy set.
It is.
Are
You can
silver
also-
arrows a thing, or do I just add a silver tag to my arrows?
You can also grind the coins into dust if you need silver dust. I'll allow that too.
That is fair. Means I can use the magic circle spell more often.
Wait, the
Alright.
weapon deals an extra 1d6 radiant all the time?
Yes, that's why you had 4 of the freaking vampires, and you guys were like rah, 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 just 'cause of-
Hey, I have magic. I'm good. And also, I'm an alchemist. I can wire anything into anything.
So you get a full night's rest and all your resources back, and then it's time to hit the road once more.
Good old fireball. Only I could. Only we could see that bitch's face. Even though she's hunting me for no reason.
So, I need those 3 things for the 3rd day.
Oh, no.
That's 1 success,
No,
2 successes, 2 failures. 2 successes, 2 failures. Daytime, it's up to the Duke again. Or, excuse me, Archduke.
Why 2 failures? But just
Oh,
because of the 4?
Oh, no. That's 1 failure. Oh, yep, that's a success. You're good. I'm sorry. I figured it was 1, 2, 3 successes, 1 failure. You're good. So the daytime travel is uneventful. At this point, you're seeing a lot more openly marina worship, especially around the neighboring villages and whatnot. Like the surrounding areas that were taken over were fully converted. And you see some sad sights like people being taken away for the blood price, or simply servants of vampires extolling and abusing their power by taking advantage of people.
I think for the purposes of hiding, Chaos, the undead, the visibly slightly undead one, should be the one to drive the cart while we hide in the cart.
Okay. And how are you hiding in the cart?
Then think of that scene from Thor Ragnarok where he just puts the scarf over his face like this.
Oh, okay.
I'm not visibly undead unless I'm injured. So first you're gonna have to stab me. I'm so injured.
Oh God. So upon seeing the stabbing, I need you to roll a 1d12.
Who could have foreseen this?
Okay, 2. The going is tough, and the group covers only half the distance it should have that day. Probably because of all the stabbing.
He asks us for it.
A plan foiled by the inevitable stupidity of my compatriots.
Oh God.
Also,
So,
we make sure to hide Salah's shield.
yes, of course. I was waiting for that one.
For me to be visibly undead, I'll have to be like half health.
Then we shall stab him again.
My
we'll,
God.
we'll just continue as if like trying to hide. So,
oh my God. So I need those rolls for nighttime. 1 failure.
Let me get my failure out quick.
2 failures. 1 success.
Oh wait, I could have activated ghost mode, but that only lasts like a minute.
can I use my advantage that I got way back when for when I helped you with your tech support issues?
I gave it to you, and you gave it to Aaron.
Aaron, can you use your inspiration?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I will indeed use that. Well, that was unfortunate.
Oh God. Why does it always happen this way? Okay, so let's see. 1 failure.
How could this happen
2
to me?
failure. 3 failures. Yep, it looks like we're gonna have another nighttime encounter when it's the most dangerous. I'm gonna need you to roll a 1d12.
Easy.
What's the joy of rolling?
Salah, go for it.
I summon forth the dice of the gods. Hey, look, guys, vampire throws.
No, you defeated that encounter. Nothing happens. You defeated it. You got the same encounter. Nothing happens.
Yes, I have done it.
Eventually, you will kill all 12 options, but you keep rolling the same one. So, yeah, nothing happens that night, but you feel like vampires and wolves for some reason. Maybe it's just because of last night.
It was very reminiscent of them.
It was. So you get another full night's rest and your stuff back.
Yay.
Does the Moonstone Rapier have +1?
It does. Yes, it's magic.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
It's a +1 Moonsteel Rapier.
Okay.
So, daytime. We are on day 4 of this 10-day journey, and my God, it's dragging. Will you please roll the 3 things?
Behold my survival.
God damn it.
2 failures from that crit 1. 1 success. 2 success. 1 failure. Let's see here. 2,
I
2,
think it's 3 failures,
1.
so it's 3.
So, okay. So we have 2, 2, 3 versus 2. The Archduke is going to see if you can get a tie. Yes.
What's a chance?
So, I need you to roll a 1d12.
Salah, roll another 4.
I summon forth the dice of the gods.
2.
Oh.
The going is tough, and the group only covers about half the distance it should that day. We lost an entire day. It takes 11 days to get there now. Now it's nighttime. Do it
Do we not
again.
have pass without trace or the spells that rangers get to like avoid travel?
Those are
conflict?
druid spells. Druids
Rangers-
avoid the hazards of travel, not rangers. Rangers just
Oh.
never get lost.
Yeah, hold on.
They walk knowingly into danger.
No, not that.
Yes, that.
What's Natural Explorer?
That means you can't get lost. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Not if you stab someone in the thigh when you ask them to. It mysteriously takes longer to get to your destination because you stabbed them.
I don't believe it.
The blood is missing out of my wound, and I turn around with black veins in my pale face. Thank you, nephew.
What? Oh my god, he's actually your nephew now. Oh my god.
I have limited memory space.
Oh my god. It's gonna take 7 more days.
7 more wonderful days, Bramble.
But you find twice as much food as you normally would, so you're feeding the entire party. You don't need rations. All right, so I need the nighttime rolls for day 4, night 4.
For my
Stop
favorite
it!
terrain, I apparently chose
Two failures. Oh my god.
I don't believe in failing, don't worry.
1 success.
It believes in you.
God, it does.
And that's a success. Okay. So 2 successes, 2 failures.
Is this my favorite terrain?
What?
did I say my favorite terrain
Underdark.
was?
You said it was Underdark. You said Underdark.
Is that here?
This is not the Underdark.
It's
You
not
succeed.
gonna be.
You succeed. You're fine.
You're forced.
The Underdark is underground.
Grab a shovel. Lad.
Forgive me for
Yeah, start digging.
Oh my
Hard to
god.
pick Underdark without knowing what the Underdark was.
Yes, he did.
I asked where the dead were.
All right. Okay. You get all your abilities back and you fully rest. You get your food and whatnot. It's day 5. Roll the
Nice.
3 things again.
Did I haste the horses for quicker travel?
It only lasts a minute. It's not going to help. This is overland travel, not short distance bursts, which that would
Someone
be
want a
exceedingly
survival
good
check?
at. Survival check. That's a failure. 2
There's another one.
failures. 2 successes.
Back under my
Oh
cloak.
god.
Don't do this to us, Aaron.
Ah!
3 failures. Now the Archduke is gonna roll to see if he can tie at least. Yes. Please roll a 1d12.
Still talking to the trees.
I now summon the Eldritch Gods to fulfill my role.
11.
Oof.
An ominous event occurs. A corpse rotting in a giblet. Creepy corn dollies hanging in the branches of a tree. And a freshly dug grave by the side of the road.
May we refuse?
There's nothing to refuse. You just see this ominous sign.
Oh, yeah, cool. Later. I'm
Okay.
gonna burn it with my torch on the way past.
You can do
Just
that.
One of us dies of dysentery.
You
And we
burn
continue the Oregon Trail.
you burn the corn doll. Now I need the 3 things for nighttime, you guys. Nighttime
is-
things.
This is the Gorgon Trail.
That's a failure. That's a success.
You
I
have
can actually, I can hear Bramble's vitality seeping away.
Success. That's a success. We're good. We're
Uh,
good.
Rob, does Sal have any positive skills?
Yes. AC.
Not a skill.
I can I could go for deception, which is a +1, but I refuse.
Better than 0.
It is.
But she's surviving.
Also, I
No-
look like those, you know.
I have to say, when it comes to survival, nothing beats lying to yourself, which she is incredibly good at.
I'm not in denial.
We're
Like-
underwater from in denial.
Wait,
Oh.
did you say I'm good? I'm good at denial? I mean, I'm a
Yes.
good character, right?
There. Now you're underwater.
I think we're lost, guys.
We
All
put
right.
the wrong problem.
So the 5th night, you're good. Now it's the 6th. It's the
It's
the 6th day. It's the 6th day. Roll of 3 things. That's one success. That's 1 failure.
It is what it is.
It's 2 failures. Oh.
Look, folks, nothing bad will happen.
Alas,
That's 3. That's 2 successes, 2 failures. The Archduke is gonna roll the thing to be the tiebreaker. You're good. Nothing happens
did.
during the day. So for the 5th night, excuse me, the 6th night, roll the 3 things. See if you get in mortal danger. That's 1 failure. It's 1 success.
It's never a success.
1 success.
my dice exist. Oh, for God's sake.
That's 1 failure. It comes down
Duke.
to the Archduke to talk to the trees.
Oh, yes. I'm also a tree, you know.
He fails.
No,
Roll a
dude.
1d12. He stumbles on his words to the trees. 1d12, not 1d20. God damn it.
It's okay, Brambo. Don't worry.
Oh my
It's all
god.
gonna be okay.
It is not. 8. The
Nothing
most
bad
deadly encounter. Please roll a 1d2.
I guess
It's
I'll
lumps, isn't it?
Yeah,
guess
you
I'll
go-
do that.
You go for
Okay.
it, bud. I don't trust my rolls anymore.
I got
1.
the 1.
Okay,
one's
so
good, surely.
so
There's
you
just one
only
full vampire.
Nope, it is 1 Lich Hound.
Which
Ignore
hand,
my. Oh, finally, it's working.
Oh god. Oh god.
That's
Why?
more armor than the Lich Hound.
So we're on the bridge. It is nighttime. So we gotta make it nighttime. Boop, boop. We're gonna bring out the tokens. Here's a Chaos. Here's a Henbrand. Chaos, you're at full HP. Please stop stabbing yourself. Please.
I'll stop.
Please.
First, you gotta stab me.
No! That's not how stopping works. Okay. Alright.
Did chaos long rest? It's just question marks.
It's just a question. Yes. So, this Lich Hound approaches you, and this is an incredibly fearful creature, teeming with magical energy. It is the skeleton of a wolf with fiery, purple energy body.
Look out, Henbrand.
Yep, wolf. Wolf.
What did this bitch create?
Wait, are you talking to me?
Nope. Why is the Archduke on fire? Nope. Where's the shadow shit? Nope. Ah, yes, there we go. All right. We do
Right.
s-
I
do s- Yes.
I go.
I was gonna put on the music, but yes, you go. Go. I was
Music.
gonna do music.
I really appreciate this animated map.
I appreciate you, sir. Which is why you're going to die first. As promised, I don't hate you.
What?
I'm confused by what happened.
Chaos, you're up.
There's only one thing to do at a time like this.
Please don't stab yourself.
Fine.
This thing looks scary. Let's do damage against it.
No. I will move over here,
Okay.
drop to the ground, cover myself with the Cloak of Elvenkind, which camouflages me, and do a
Yes.
stealth throw as a bonus
Okay.
action.
Yes.
Stealth. I know how to do these.
You've been making so many. 29.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I will ready my action to attack once it gets close enough.
No problem.
You know, in hindsight, this stealth is maybe useless, but it was cool, so I did it.
Yes.
I like to picture it as a Spetsnaz type role.
Mine's Chaos has dropped to the ground and disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody do the plop and he's just gone.
Wrathu.
Wrathu, get behind me.
If it does try to smell me with that, it will have normal, not advantage, because of the cloak.
Yep.
Which-
Exactly.
Absolutely getting behind Sala.
Okay.
And
Hembrand, you should too.
this feels like
Well,
a
first-
waste of silvered arrows. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I don't know anything about this creature.
Fire.
The fuck?
It's surrounded by 8-bit pixels. Murder it! Murder it! Dude, it's an abomination.
Did not account for this.
Wait, you can't see the effect.
We can, but it's just.
That's good. No?
Does
Yeah,
the
it's
20
fine
hit
for
it?
me.
20 does hit it. Yes.
Graham, the way you
Hey,
said that
four
makes me think
damage
it's got
from
like a
my
19
silver
AC
arrow.
or something.
It takes 2 damage.
On my silvered arrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Noted.
no. Oh no. Hey, Hembrand, you like dogs, don't you?
I'm going to shoot this with a laser beam.
But I am in the way.
No, I'm going to move. I'm going to move in front of Sala, laser beam, then cowardly run behind her.
Okay. You deal 5 points of damage with that second arrow.
Wait. Is this thing undead?
It is most definitely undead. It's a lich hound.
Ah! It takes the 10 damage.
Okay. It takes another 5.
Think. And now for the Duke.
Okay. Archduke.
I'm at the end of it.
You stay here and wait. You
But-
stay here and wait.
But I must go into
Stay
battle.
here and wait.
Very well. I take the dodge action. Henbrand.
I forgot I hunter's marked the thing. I deal an extra 2d6.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, sorry, 1d6 on the attack that was halved.
Yep.
And 1d6 on the attack that was full.
Okay, so 8. Okay.
No.
Okay. No sweat. Henbrand, you're up.
Get fucked.
All right.
Oh. Only 18 damage, so not much, but
Mm-hmm.
force damage for the record.
Yep,
Just
yep.
under average.
It takes the full damage.
After you. And that is my turn.
Okay. Sala, you're up.
I will ready my action to attack it with the longsword once it appears next to me.
Understood.
This
Are
is
you
where it
cer-
teleports in. This is where it teleports in between us.
Are you certain you wish to do this action?
Oh, not like you said it. No, I'm very uncertain.
Okay.
I mean, from a tactical point of view, this looks like okay, but then I don't know what his capabilities are. I will.
Chaos.
I'm gonna confirm. That's my action. I will take. I'm chill.
Okay.
Chaos. So I'm.
It enters the ethereal realm and disappears from sight.
No. It's not your go, go ahead.
Oh, I heard Chaos's name and I just thought.
I think it called you.
So
Oh, this is concerning.
And it howls from the ethereal realm as its chosen prey cowers in fear. Henbrand, I need a DC 14 wisdom saving throw.
Presumably advantage because it is mind
Mind
altering.
effect.
Is it mind affecting?
I'd imagine it's frightening. So
It's frightening. That's not mind affecting, that's emotion.
My boy.
You are frightened. For 5
Fuck.
rounds.
Aren't we all?
no, it's specifically trying to kill me.
I promised you I would show you my love. Chaos.
well, it looks like it's gone. Do we have any cockatrice left?
Yes. Look at the Hembrand. He appears to be shaking in his boots.
I walk up to Henbrand and I slap him.
At least you didn't stab him.
That comes next.
Please do not stab me.
This kills the hand.
Yeah, everything looks fine.
Rathu,
here.
everything is not fine. You sense
here.
it within the ethereal realm. Your hunter's mark works.
Oh, nice.
He slapped him with sneak attack. Because I was stealthed.
Oh, God.
I'm going to look for it.
Sure, it's in the ethereal realm.
Can we flee?
You can most definitely flee, yes. You do not have to be here when it reappears. That is not
Um,
required.
Everyone on the cart, fuck off!
Yeah, this guy sounds like a bit on the ass. I'm down to leave him.
Yeah. It's action dash. Let's do this.
Okay.
I found a rogue Mimi.
Aww.
Is she planning to multi-class?
What?
She's
a rogue.
paladin.
She's gonna be a fucking wizard.
So the Archduke
God.
goes, "No, we have to get you to safety. Quickly. Off the bridge.
What?
It won't follow us into the water."
He's right, you know.
I will do what he says and move off the bridge. And this is
No,
where it probably-
not that way.
Oh, this way?
That water. That way or that way.
Well, works for me! Whoop!
Okay. So as you jump off, you notice it's quite
Featherfall!
okay. So you begin feather falling down. Okay, I'm going to mark your height as 50 feet because you can only move 60 feet at a time, correct?
Correct?
Yep. Don't worry, I planned this. as the Archduke follows suit and grabs hold of Henbrand's legs.
Just gonna say the five. Well, it's 5 falling creatures. Yeah, hey, fuck it, let's go.
Yep, he's there.
He parasailing Hembrand.
Yes, he is. He's parasailing the wizard.
Yes, we should try that.
I can fly.
All right, Sala, you have feather fall on you.
I do?
Yeah, you have 5
Oh.
creatures.
Yeah,
Yeet.
fuck it, everyone.
All right, I'm gonna put 50 feet on you.
It says 5 falling creatures, but Sala, you fell from grace. Oh!
Oh dear. That was good. You deserve a an inspiration. So Sala, any other actions?
Can I take any? Can
It's
I
up to you.
I don't think I'm able to, unless I can like
Can search
dash.
to fall faster.
Can I use my action to dash?
Yes.
Then I dash so I can fall faster.
Okay.
You can only move when feather falling if I cast it as a higher level spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so I have to fall the entire way, do I?
Yes.
Yeah, we're just gravity, but slower.
Yep.
Okay. In which case, I chill.
All right.
I slowly float down.
So now that you are helpless, flat-footed, and restricted, it reappears from the ethereal realm and does its gut rip attack first. As a bonus action, I am going to need a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. You have failed. You shall
Can I
take.
make disadvantage? Or they can
It's not
try
you.
again? Oh. I got my shield to help, can I?
You shall be taking 3d12 slashing damage, and you'll be repeating this effect every turn.
You think 3d12? Oh,
Henbrand,
Lord.
please take 28 slashing damage from the gut rip.
I have 2 HP left.
That's great, because it still has a bite as its main action.
We use this consciousness while we're falling.
Yes,
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh,
8
no,
does
no,
not
no.
hit. You have the dog on your back.
Duke on his legs.
Chaos, you watch this unfold.
Why don't they just fly?
Good spear attack of it.
Why don't they just fly?
That's a good question. Fly is a level 3 spell.
But I can do it.
That's all well and good, but
I'll just fly down, wait
Okay.
them at the water.
Yeah. It's a free range of movement for you, sir.
I can go. What is it? I can just bonus action dash, so that's 60
Yep.
feet.
You can do that. And as you pass by, this Lich Hound says to you in Darakul, Chaos.
And I say back in Darakul, no chaos.
It begins like a pissing contest where it's just like "Grr, grr."
Until chaos, I'm coming for them.
And the hound's
And
like,
then
"Oh,
I'm gonna find them.
okay.
I'm just going. I'm on my way down, I guess.
Okay.
I wait for
Rathio.
people as I fly by.
You've got a clear shot as it's on the back of Henbrand, and Henbrand has the Archduke on his heels.
I have to take the shot.
Oh my God.
The shot wrapped you. It's the only way to save your friend.
It's a good thing Henbrand isn't incapacitated, otherwise we'd be rolling with concealment. 21 shall hit the Lich Hound.
Excellent.
All right.
You shall take 6 damage.
Yep.
And now for my second attack. Wait, no. That should have been with advantage.
Yep, you can do advantage. Go ahead. $14 hits.
Yay.
14 is its AC.
Not 1c6, 1t6.
Wait,
9.
if you start
You'd
a
pick
character at
the
level
full
5,
damage.
you get normal starting gear. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
You get normal starting gear plus money?
Yes, you get money. Because everyone needs money.
That's true.
You need money. What is my quickest path to down there?
Gravity.
I refuse to take that option.
Do you have a climbing kit?
No.
If you are a ranger of the Underdark, you should buy a climbing kit.
I most definitely should.
Yes. Let Henbrand's death be a lesson to you to buy a climbing kit.
Wait, Hemran's
Oh,
dead?
Henbrand is not dying this day. That is me.
Okay. Archduke Odves Wallerska is going to one hand on the Henbrand, one hand on the rapier. Don't worry, old chap. I've got this one.
It's stabbing upwards at the dog.
He is.
Henbrand, for the love of God, end your spell.
All 3 hit. And he'll deal 7 damage with his 3 attacks. Henbrand, at the end of your turn, you will be rolling the DC 14 Constitution saving throw for a gut rip once more.
Fuck. I use Misty Step.
Okay.
Well, first we fall 60 feet or something.
Correct,
Like that.
you're in the water.
Okay, I Misty Step behind Sala,
Okay.
which presumably removes the thing from my back.
So, there's this thing that I read ahead of time that when a mage is manacled or has something else within 5 feet vicinity of it that is attached to him or otherwise restraining him, will become teleported with Misty Step as well. The other 2 follow, as per Sage rules.
Well, I'm going to use a greater potion of healing while this is occurring anyway.
Okay.
That is my greater potion of healing
Yep.
for 14 health.
14 health. Now I need that DC 14 Constitution saving throw, please.
You can do it. Don't be like me. Don't fail your Constitution saving throw. Damn it, Henbrand.
That is a fail.
Okay, buddy, I'll save you.
Please take 26 damages.
I'm not dead. Well, I'm unconscious.
That is correct, but Featherfall is still working. It does not need concentration.
Oh.
We're also already, he's going to fall anyway. So.
Wait, where did you Misty Step to?
Water.
Oh.
Sala,
Yeah.
you're right with them.
Can I,
Henbrand is floating.
I am
Well-
going to take my action to
Okay.
pour a potion of healing in your Henbrand's throat.
Okay.
For like character sheets, kind of close for no reason. So, or potion of crazy healing, rather.
Yes. Henbrand gets back 14.
I will then use Action Surge to
Okay.
take an ability back, and I would like to grapple the dog off him.
Absolutely.
So, strength check, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He can still attack me from 5 feet away.
Yes, it can.
I still movement, so I can drag him away.
14 is what you need.
I think so. The meets it beats.
Meets it beats. You got him grabbed.
And I would now like to drag him away.
You can. There you go.
And then lastly, can I bonus action the shield bash?
Yes.
I plunge my shield into little shit that ate my partner in crime.
14 to hit.
Of course that happened. Well, I didn't do that, but I tried it. I looked cool
Okay.
trying, at least. That would be my guess. It's like tumble with the dog.
Farewell, as it goes to the ethereal realm once more.
Motherfucker.
Imagine if there were 2 of them.
Oh, we did roll a 1. That's true.
Oh.
Does that mean there could have been 4 of them?
No,
2 of them.
It was the
Or was
one.
it the old coin roll?
It's the old coin roll. Chaos. Dog's gone again.
Is everyone in the water now?
Yep. Except Rathio.
Oh, I don't want Rathu to be left out, so I fly back up and I'll go get him. So, how high up is the?
It's 110 feet.
Well, then I'm 90 feet in the air.
Okay. I'm gonna mark you as 90.
That is not helpful.
Some dogs around.
I need a pen and paper to note down how stupid that sentence was.
Sir, there's Google Docs.
No, it needs my own handwriting
Okay.
to
Immortalize it.
So, Rathio, it's in the ethereal realm again. You sense it. Once it has marked its prey, it does not stop.
If I could
Okay,
make a
he's no
suggestion,
longer prone, so or incapacitated, right? So he should be fine.
can I make a suggestion, Aaron?
Yes.
I guess just ready your action to attack, because then I will come grab you, and then we will be in Apache helicopter.
I am readying my action to attack that dog when it shows up again.
Oh, God.
Arrow knocked and ready.
All right.
Wait, do I really need to be dragged into the water, though?
Yes.
No, just hold you in the air.
So, Archduke Avagast
Okay.
is going to take out the greater healing potion that Henbrand gave him in the Shadow Realm and pour it down his throat.
Is as in Henbrand's or? I don't like this pronoun usage.
I meant what I said.
Wait,
Henbrand.
can you actually carry me?
I don't see why not.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
I'm going ethereal. Like you go through walls and stuff.
I mean, I can still be hit by things, but I can go through walls. So
Henbrand, you are full HPs.
I'm going to do the dodge action.
Okay. I need that DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
You're gonna still ripped. Ripped and tore.
How many times does that last for?
As long as he doesn't make his save. He ripped out his guts after all. 13 damages. Sala! It slipped your grasp. Like your alignment.
All the gods will pay. So will this dog. Okay. I will approach Hembrand, ready to defend him.
Okay.
As a side note, though, Rambo, on the gut rip thing, it says they're incapacitated for 1d4 rounds, but they can end it early if they win. So,
I did
Yeah.
roll it in secret.
okay, so it's the 4 rounds then.
Maybe.
Well, I think he's on his 4th now, so this is third. Who cares?
Well, don't worry.
I'm-
It's about to come back from the ethereal realm to refresh it.
No, no doubt.
It
Okay.
needs a bonus action to come to the ethereal plane, so
Correct.
can't do
Right.
that.
I will stand right here and I will
Okay.
prepare myself.
All right.
Defend him with an attack.
Absolutely. You do your thing.
Yeah. It's done.
Hello, Rathio.
You get shot.
Yep, he does. At disadvantage.
Why is that not showing up in chat?
Oh my
He does
gosh.
not get shot.
Oh my god. So, Rathio, the first thing that's going to happen is I need a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
But it's bonus actions to go to the go from ethereal to material.
Yes,
You can
but
use an
this
action to deliver a
happens
bonus
as it
action.
comes out. No, you can't. Bonus action and actions are separate.
Huh.
It's an action to enter.
I was alive.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
Please take 24 gut rippings. Now
Wait,
it's gonna.
Was he prone?
When it enters from the ethereal realm, it considers the creature prone.
Huh.
The last group didn't like that one either.
Broken.
It is. Why do you think they fought two of them? They fought two of them at the same time.
They
Honestly,
survive.
It's the two bonus actions that gets me.
Yeah. Yeah. At
Okay,
least it can't howl twice.
That is nice.
Bite you. 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, I need a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Wait, folks, we still have time to run. We could just leave him.
You bastard.
And 6 slashing. You make it. You're not prone.
My -2 strength modifier.
Chaos.
That is my name. The name that I use.
It's
Wait,
also the
everyone's
name
up
of your
top again?
enemy. Nope, they're on the bottom. Rathius on top with the dog.
Okay, it's 20 feet to Rathu. Well, 20 and then 5.
Yep. You're within range. You're good.
So
Yes, I have a plan. Pick me up.
you're already all the way down there.
Oh, it's true. You're too far away. Chaos, don't worry about it. Keep going. Save Rathu.
I'm glad that we can whisper this conversation over like 120 feet.
I'm
And
shouting
the
at you.
waterfall.
Oh my god.
Ah.
So I grab Rathu with my like ghosty hands that only kind of half make sense. And then I
Yes.
fly into the air.
Yes. With his guts spilling out. How far up?
Shoot. Oh, let's say just 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. And you're up 10 feet too.
Assuming Rathu's willing, he has to be willing, right?
Oh, I will.
Rathu.
Get to action before I make the save, right?
Yep.
Cool.
But you don't know how many turns it's for. I rolled the 1d4 in secret.
It's true.
You know it's bad when Rob reads the description for the abilities.
Oh, I don't like it, but he's right.
You get 15 back.
Hypothetically, if I was to put the bag of holding over this creature's head and it phase shifted, what would happen?
So ethereal creatures cannot enter extra dimensional spaces. That's why wizards use them.
so it would just like get the bag which wouldn't go over.
It can't enter. Just like it can't enter rope trick or anything else. You get an inspiration point for a brilliant idea.
Quick, everyone, out of the universe!
I mean,
Yes.
I will rope trick and escape if I have to.
I'm going to make my saving throw now.
Okay. But you don't need to.
Oh.
It was only one round. I told you I would tell you. It's just like,
Fair
I
enough.
assume the
Let's see.
worst.
True.
Right. The Archduke's gonna say, good, you've stabilized. Now we have to go under the water. Hold your breath. And he dunks Henbrand down.
Wait!
You gotta
Wait,
get
you
in there.
bastard! I will kill you myself if you take my wizard away.
Let's see, where...
And Brad underwater's like, this man's an idiot.
There you
I
go,
think it's
you're
an idea.
underwater.
That's
The
it.
Duke
A
just
little
wanted to see the
bit
water effects, that's all.
Henbrand.
And Brad contemplates life under the water.
I told you, I love all my players.
As I ready the dodge action,
Dodge action.
ready to flail randomly in the event that this thing comes to murder me.
Okay. Sala.
I just see after these idiots.
Okay. Alright. That's,
We're an Apache helicopter.
And we're submarines, so I was from Jason Hembrand to protect him.
Okay.
Underwater, you pull out the bag of holding and start pointing at it.
In here.
As this
We'll get in the bag of holding.
is just filled with water.
You can last like a minute in the bag of holding, right? Just haste me first, and then get
Yeah.
inside, and I'll protect you.
You can last your I think it's like your constant 30 seconds per Constitution modifier or
Yeah.
something like that.
So,
By all means, I'll do it.
it sees them in the water. It sees them in the air. And it can't swim. And it can't fly. So,
It loses interest and leaves, hopefully.
it does. It's just like, I can't do anything. I must report back to the master.
Or-
The master.
And God, he's got the presence of mind just to wait us out, huh?
Nope. It was told to do a specific thing, and it did it.
Rick guts.
Well,
So-
3 minutes later, I will.
I think we're poking our head sheepishly out of the water, looking around very carefully,
Yep.
like an otter or something. It's like, oh,
It's gone. Yep.
is it gone? Hmm?
If
Raph,
no one
do
else
you
wants
sense
to,
it?
Do I sense it?
Yeah, it's you keep your hunter's mark on it. It's going back to one of the castles in Kervokia where where a head vampire probably is. It collected 2 samples of your flesh. That's all it needed.
Ooh.
Gentlemen, all I'm saying is we go to the castle and kill the high vampire and his dogs.
You can do
We
that
couldn't kill the dog.
in the Cathedral of Green Flame next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Non-detect. Let us learn non-detection for the next level.
So next time is the Cathedral of Green Flames. Is it going to be this Thursday or the Thursday following?
I'm happy with this Thursday.
Thursday's
Thursday?
fine.
I am good any Thursday. It's up to you, Bramble.
I'm fine with it. I want to do what works for you because you deserve to be happy. This was a very difficult 2 years, and I'm very, very happy you found somebody. I will do what
Thanks.
works.
Cheers. Well,
I'm
I'm
ambivalent to
guilty.
your happiness, Rob, unfortunately.
That's okay. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah, if everyone's okay with that, then fine. Thursday's cool for me.
Oh yeah.
I will do
Yeah,
what
sure.
works for the group because you thankfully took care of the recruiting part for me. I would highly advise you find 1 reserve member for Thursday.
That's you killing the socialite.
Perhaps this cabbage person you keep talking about.
Oh no.
Wait, who's the cabbage? Is that right here?
It's
Makes me-
it's the guy that you saw the last time.
Reese.
Oh, Reese. Oh, yeah, no. Reese
How
would
many
be
people
terrible.
have I
at
called a
this.
cabbage?
I don't follow.
His friend is a cabbage. That's all there is to it.
All right. Perhaps someone else then. But recruiting will be your job, not mine.
Okay.
Understandable.
So I hope you all had a wonderful time. And next time will be the Cathedral of Green Flames, where we will face the head vampire.
Yay.
This is a win. This is a win for everyone involved.
This is an
fantastic,
absolute
Rambo.
win.
Thank you. I enjoyed
Petring.
this.
Petring
a-
comes out of the cart and says, like, yes, it's a win for everybody.
You know, I'd be mad,
Point
but
of
that's
space.
I'd be mad, but I would totally have just thrown him in the cart.
Yeah. with the other collections, huh?
Brad is a massive hoarder. If it wasn't entirely obvious.
Yeah.
By now, my
Bramble, can I
flying is
change
worn
my
off.
token for Salah, by the way, for next time?
We have fallen to the ground.
No problem.
I put a new token image in the player info. It's representing my new evil ways.
No problem. I will,
Sorry.
I shall definitely take a look at that right now. Let me see. Oh, wow. I love that. I'm going to make that into a token tonight. No problem.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you guys. And I really am glad that we could work out a new time and everything. I really have a blast doing this.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thanks for being
Yeah.
so amenable to changing.
It is indeed fun.
Good, good. I hope the new effects were pleasing.
They were.
They were
I
great,
find them.
yeah.
I find them to be quite nice when I torched an entire squad of wolves.
Oh, so cool, yeah. It definitely adds,
Wolves
like, a lot
so
more
eviscerated,
text.
we had to utter the phrase, they die regardless of whether or not they save.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have a wonderful night. Please take care.